Live. Yes, awesome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is day 3 of our 3-day agency training. Welcome back to Tampa. Super excited you guys have hung through most of this. If you haven't, on this page is replays to day 1 and day 2. You can check that out at the end of today. The good news is this information that we're sharing with you guys, it can be watched, out of order, if you will. But today is an incredibly exciting day because at this point, if you followed along, day 1, we covered exactly what opportunity exists in the idea that you can actually automate Instagram workflows and DMs to be able to help people become better business people, essentially, right? You can help businesses of any background, of any nature. You can actually help them make more money, and you can do that by literally automating DMs and helping them on the backside when it actually comes to marketing. So if you watched yesterday, you saw how we actually do that. Today, we're going to be sharing some amazing, some feedback from yesterday as far as how the campaign that I'm running is going. And we also covered yesterday what to do after the fact, right? Because I think a lot of times what ends up happening is maybe you get all excited about the idea of, hey, I can provide results for clients and yada, yada. But then you get the front end going, but then you don't know how to actually monetize the backside of it. I think that's something that we covered a little bit yesterday. There's obviously a lot more to it, right? There's a lot that goes into actually running a campaign that you haven't been able to see yet, how to set up emails, how to write emails, things of that nature. But don't worry about that yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. Today, we're going to be covering mostly ideas on how to actually get clients. I think that's the biggest stepping stone for everybody watching this now is, okay, Travis, I get it. I think I can provide some automation in Instagram. I get it. There's a massive pool, blue ocean of influencers and brands and giveaway pages and meme pages that could all use my help. I understand that the software that we have, Chatmatic, you probably understand that it's easy to use and that it manages almost all of this process. But what almost every single person is waiting on and wants to see more of is, okay, how do I actually get clients? I'm not a salesperson. How do I sell them? What am I offering? How much do I charge? And how do I actually get them on the phone in the first place? Like, how do I actually make this offer to people? I'm pretty sure almost every single one of you is wondering that at this moment. And the good news is that is all we're going to be covering today, essentially how to actually kickstart your agency. I love the concept that we're going to be covering today, the core information, because it literally is, after today, a lot of you are going to know this is how I'm going to be building my agency. This is how I'm going to be making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in a month. And the biggest thing that I can't, stress enough for all of you guys who are watching this, and if you've been following along all 3 days, you know this, $20,000 a month is not out of the realm of possibility for anybody who actually is able to dive in, committed to this, and just stays consistent. That's the biggest thing. So are you always going to have a learning curve? Of course, but this is faster than starting a business from scratch. We've discussed that. It's so much faster. And honestly, it can be started kind of by accident for a lot of people. And I'm going to tell you about that here in a second. But it is so much faster to actually get an agency going using these techniques than it would be to start a store or to try to, create some sort of physical business or all of the other nonsense, affiliate marketing type of stuff. And I love affiliate marketing, don't get me wrong, but it takes a lot longer because the missing piece is something that this agency, I guess you'd call it Instagram DM automation, we have the missing piece, the main missing piece, which is traffic. Traffic being the number one main key. So since our influencers and our brands and our meme pages and our giveaway pages already have all that traffic, we don't have to do as much work. So that actually brings me into sort of what we're going to be covering today. In day 3, we're going to be covering exactly how to get clients, how much to sell them on, what you're going to be charging, how to sell them, the techniques that I use to close over the phone. We're going to be literally covering all that. So it's a lot. But I wanted to also share sort of how it got started for me. So I didn't start out with the agenda of owning an agency. I started Chatmatic because I wanted to have a software company. And as I was starting Chatmatic, one of the things that I realized was, hey, it's a lot easier to get clients when I have a case study, right? Because I didn't have any evidence that it could work. So I was like, let me try it with a bunch of people and see if it works. So I started reaching out to people and saying, look, I've got this software, which again, this is something that you guys could do. I've got this software, or I know how to use this software that could help you. Let me help you for free, right? So I started my business that way. And I was just open-minded to listening to the business people that were around me. I surrounded myself with the right people. You guys are going to hear some really cool techniques for this today, but my agency literally started by me going to the gym. At the time, I was going to a CrossFit gym over in Delray Beach, Florida, and there was a girl who was working out there, and over time we met and we started talking about like what each other does and just kind of like normal chit chat. And it turns out she owned a Shopify store, and she was telling me about the products that she was selling. And now I had this service that I could offer, and at the time it was Messenger related. It wasn't even Instagram, but we leveraged the Messenger automations for her and some Facebook ads and things like that. And I kind of fell backwards into this agency because I was open-minded to the people that were around me already. You guys are going to see that's a big, big piece of being able to start an agency. But I knew I can't scale luck. I can't scale just random open-mindedness going to the gym and meeting people, right? So once I got 1, 2, 3 clients, I started figuring out like, okay, now I need to put some sort of a mechanism behind this. I need to get reliability in this, something that I could maybe at some point teach somebody else to do so that I'm not the only one doing this all the time. So I had to create other methods to get clients into an agency, right? And that's what we're going to be covering today. Actually, this very first module is going to be all about different techniques and different ways that you can go about getting clients, how you can actually get them interested, how you can tell them about what you do. We're going to give you a couple little examples. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick that off. Let's start talking about all of the different techniques that you can use to start getting clients. All right, everybody. Welcome Trent back here for me.
It's good to be here, as
back
always.
Again. So I wanted to bring him in, especially because I think it really helps a lot of you guys to understand where we're going with certain things and the stuff that we're looking at when you can hear different perspectives on it. He's been around, and I really just think that it adds to the validity of hearing me talk about something when there's somebody else here who can vouch for every single thing that I'm saying. And I want you to, he's here to hold me accountable, essentially. Like, I'm going to tell you guys stuff that I know works. And that's the biggest thing that I want to push across to all of you guys in this 3-day system here is everything that we're doing, we use.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. And I want that to be very, very clear. Now, before we kick this off, yesterday, if you downloaded the notes from day 2, at the very, very end, I didn't get a chance to talk about this yesterday's training, but there was something called a Dream 20. Now, a Dream 20 is a very, very easy idea. It's just you going out and writing down a list of the 20 businesses that you dream about working for, the ones that you would absolutely love to work for. Rattle off 3 or 4 that you think are dream clients for you.
TaylorMade. I just got to stick with golf. I always talk about MVMT, so I'm just going to throw them in there. And then who would be my third? I do really enjoy Barstool Sports. I feel like there's a lot that can be done.
What about One Wheel?
One Wheel.
What makes MVMT a Dream 20 for you?
I love their products. I think that there's a lot of opportunity, and I think they have a great business model all around.
And the fact that they're a successful business obviously weighs into that.
Absolutely.
I think that's a big factor. For a lot of you guys at home, you're wondering, okay, what exactly makes a Dream 20? What should I have in mind as I'm selecting my Dream 20? It's always individual, right? Like we like golf, so TaylorMade, Callaway, certain influencers in the space, a Xander Schauffele, who's a professional golfer. These could all be great clients.
Well, especially if you have an influencer that has 25 different, their hands dipped in 25 different things.
Like a good example is
that could be the only client that you need.
Pro Golf now is really big in the Theragun space, which is the like little massaging gun.
Yeah.
They're starting to use pro golfers now as influencers.
Smart.
And they're starting to use them in the commercials. So now what they'll do is they'll advertise to people who like golf with a golfer who's using their thing, like, oh, I need this. And it's a great idea, but exactly. The idea of a Dream 20 is write down 20 clients that you think in your head, like, if I could work with these people, I would literally be the happiest person in the world. And here's why I say Dream 20, and I think this is super important. Dream 20, if you could actually get half of them, which is not unrealistic, if you could get half of them to work with you, paying you $1,000 a month to $2,000 a month, again, this is a dream client scenario, so I'm going to go $2,000 a month. My dream clients are paying me more than
probably more
minimum.
than 2,000.
Right. So a dream client's going to pay you a lot more. I want you guys to have that vision in your head because I think it's really important that you understand, hey, 20 clients at $2,000 a month or 10 clients at $2,000 a month, that's 20 grand. That's a substantial income. That's a really good business, and you're making a lot of money at that point. So that puts you in control of your own agency. There's just a lot of benefits to it. So I want you guys to have in mind a Dream 20. Eventually, when you guys leave this training, that should turn into a Dream 200, right? Don't ever let it just be 20 or 10 or 25. Keep evolving it. Always add new businesses to that list. Anytime you see a business that you're like, man, I like watching their stuff, I love their content, add them to the Dream 20. And I'll explain why now. We're going to be covering the different techniques that I use and that we've used to get people into the agency, to get them to sign on as clients, things that I know work. It's just fact. And what you can do is you can take your Dream 20, your Dream 200, your Dream 500, and what you can actually do is use these techniques to get them on board as clients. That's why I want to cover this, so that literally at the end of today's call, you should be like, I have a freaking game plan. I'm set. I'm ready to rock and roll. So with that said, the main point of this first module is we're just going to go item by item, and we're going to discuss exactly my favorite ways that you can bring clients in, start talking to them. And then we're going to get into, all right, Travis, now I get it. Maybe they'll respond to me. How do I sell them? Then we'll get into that. So first up, one of my personal favorites, and I believe this is something that every single one of you guys who's watching can do right now to get a client. And tell me, am I being unrealistic to think that inside of a month, everybody using the family, friends, and following technique, am I unrealistic in assuming that they could all get 1 to 3 people on board, if not as case studies, actually clients?
I 100% think that's true. And are they going to be not necessarily your Dream 20, but they're going to get your foot in the door, right?
Yep.
That you get experience, you get exposure, you get a good understanding of how to do it. So 100% using this technique.
And understand, too, you're not ready for a Dream 20 yet. You might not be. If you're just starting out, you're probably not ready to have a Dream 20 anyways, and you're probably already thinking that. So it's nice to have a leverage in the door. And so this technique, I call it family, friends, and following. There's a couple of ways to do this. Now, there's your existing family and friends, right? Very often in the world that we're in right now, we don't like asking for help. We don't like asking for family to like give us anything, but I don't know why that's the case. I think it's crazy to think that we're all in this digital world. We're all connected to thousands of people. Like I look at my Facebook and I think I have 1,800 friends, but if I was to actually go through my phone book, I feel comfortable calling 20 people.
Well, and the reason I started working with you at that time, or like started kind of shadowing what you were doing, was because you had approached me about my sister's gym.
Yep.
That's obviously my family member. So at first, when I was new to it, we were doing some stuff with her, but it was still a little weird to me because I wasn't super familiar with it.
Right.
So I think having that conversation with her it was like, I don't want to feel like I'm trying to sell her on something. But I think the more comfortable you get with it, and like if you truly believe you're going to get them results, that conversation comes so much easier.
And I think it's also important to note that when we're starting this whole thing, it's way easier for all of you guys at home. You're going to start your agency. You want to work with one client. Wouldn't it be a lot easier and a lot less stressful to have that one client be a family member, somebody that you know isn't going to like disown you and hate you if you like, because you can tell a family member or a friend, hey, I'm working on this new thing. I want to create this agency. I think I can do really big things here. I've been learning. I've been studying. I'm in programs. And, you have a business. I want to help you get results. Now, family, friends, and following means exactly that. Travis, I don't have many followers. Okay, you can add to that. Here's one solution that I want to give a lot of you guys who are like, I don't have a lot of friends on Facebook. I'm not super social. Number one, get out and do that. Like, get out and make friends. It's always shocking to me, the people who say, well, I'm not very active on social. I understand that, and you can live a happy life without being on social media, but like, go out and let yourself be connected. Well, like, go get connected with people.
Where do you spend the majority of your money? And I remember years ago, I went to a tea place and like had overheard a conversation that like I approached him like, hey, I see you guys are needing some help. Like, where do you spend your money? Where are you a customer? What do you like to do? That's also like your following or your friends. Like, that's your connection. So I definitely would leverage that as well.
Well, technically,
is that
that's
later?
a buy your way in, but we'll get there.
I'm sorry, guys.
Jumping the gun. Family, friends, and following. I talk about following because it could be anybody that you might not even actually know is at this moment following you. And here's a little tip that I think would work for every single person here. All of you here are interested in entrepreneurship. You're all interested in digital marketing. You're all interested in having a digital business. What I would suggest for everybody is go join groups that are hyper-focused on what you're interested in. That means this. If your Dream 20 is all golf related, go join some golf groups. Just general golf groups. Then join some local meetup golf groups. If you're interested more in painting, join some art groups. Follow art people on Instagram. I think family, friends, and following can be so expansive because there's so many different ways that you can take this. Here's an example with the groups. I would join a group. Let's say it's digital marketing. I'm interested in digital marketing. I go into a digital marketing group. Or more specifically, I want to work with e-commerce stores. Yep. So join an e-commerce group. Pay attention to what people are saying. A lot of you, and I'm not saying anything directly. I know I'm looking into the camera, and it feels like I'm talking directly to you. But hear me out. I'm talking about the general public. Most of the general public who come and look for our help or look for our training, they're lazy and afraid because they're not committed and there's no confidence to what they're doing. And that leads to what looks like laziness. I don't know if laziness is the right word, but you go into a group and you'll just make a big post in that group. Like, hey, everybody, I'm running a digital agency. Hit me up if you need some help. Travis, I never get anybody to hit me up. Nobody ever responds. Of course not, because you're just spamming groups. That feels like spam. That's not you driving a connection with anybody. Here's what you do instead. You go into the group. You literally just add value. So if I'm going into an e-commerce group, what I would do is I would set up 5 campaigns that I know I can do. And I just taught them to you yesterday. So let's do an example of what I would do. Number 1, let's go with lead gen. My post would say something like this. Every e-commerce store should be using this brand new lead generation system to get more leads and more sales. I would lay it all out. I would describe it 100%. Because again, don't forget, everybody in that group, almost none of them want to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
They're busy running a store.
Yeah.
Like, they're busy selling money buttons, right? They're busy selling their thing. The last thing that they want is to have to now come out and be like, hey, I'm going to go learn how to do that automation that you just talked about that you seem to be so skilled at. See, here's the thing that I want you guys to take note of as we go through the rest of this. Where you're sitting right now, depending on how much money you're making, you might not already be a business owner. Business owners, existing business owners of successful businesses, they think differently. I would rather pay someone else to do something and to get it done right now and to get it done right than to me have to now add something else to my plate and then also take the time to learn it. Good example is Chatmatic. It's a software. I did not take the time to learn how to code.
I was literally about to mention that. Yeah.
Like, and I pay people very well to code. I don't know how to do it. Well, Travis, that's a skill that blah, blah. So is DM automation and good technique-based marketing. Like generating a list might be the easy part, but what about next? What do you do with that list? Can you send the text messages? Can you send a 4-pillar style campaign? Things like that really matter. And so understanding how to do that gives you leverage that these store owners and these business owners don't want to take the time to learn. Now, that's post number 1. Don't ask for anything in the group. You don't say, hit me up if you want more. No. No call to action. Just, I hope this helps. Go kill it. If anybody wants an example, hit me up. Happy to give it to you free. Whatever, right? Some little call to action. I like going no call to action.
I don't think you need it.
It feels so much more clean, because what happens when you don't give a call to action, people are like, I want that dude to work for me.
Exactly.
I see it all the time. I'm in a bunch of different groups. I'm in a webinar group right now, and this is actually a really perfect example. We have a guy who's going to be running our YouTube ads, and I met him through him posting in a group about the results that he had gotten for a previous client. Didn't ask anybody to hit him up. I saw him, and I'm like, dude, I see that you're killing it with YouTube ads. I need help with YouTube ads. I'm going to be paying him $3,500 because he's good at what he does, and I don't want to have to do it.
He didn't go in that group saying, if you need help with YouTube
I would never hit him up.
If he didn't give any value, just like,
he gave me value, and he proved that he knew what he was doing. And so how do you do that if you don't yet? Make some templates, show an example of the template, show the framework, go and do a trial for somebody. So when I say friends, family, and following, I want you guys to understand you are in control of expanding that. Maybe not family, but a lot of times, and we have one of our coaches, Dove, actually got one of his first clients by just going on Facebook and being like, hey, on his actual Facebook friends list, just posted, hey, I'm starting my digital agency. I do this. I'm using Messenger. If anybody knows a business owner that runs an e-commerce store, please let me know. Could you put me in touch? And somebody put him in touch, and that client's done over 6 figures now. And it's by simply asking. Too many people who are watching this at home are afraid to ask because, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm asking for something. Why? Ask your friends for things, but when you're making friends, don't ask. Go into the group and just give value. Some leverage of value. It could be a video of you walking through Chatmatic, just showing an example of a campaign, whatever. A lot of people are afraid, well, if I do that, well, they're just going to do it on their own. Here's the biggest problem. This is actually just a massive business lesson. There's 2 mindsets when you start a business. Scarcity is one. There's not enough. And abundance. The abundance mindset says, if I make content, if I post things out there for free, people are going to come to me. The scarcity mindset says, well, if I post content, they're just going to go do it on their own. I promise you, a good business owner does not want to do this on their own. They want to pay somebody to do it. And $1,000 a month to somebody like you or to somebody like me is not crazy. You know how much time it takes to be an influencer? A lot of time. These guys don't have time to now learn a new software tool that can help them. They don't have time to learn the marketing agendas that we have. So it's damn near impossible. Now, getting back to my main story. You join a group, you're posting value. Then what I would also do is I would friend request the people in the group that look like they're somebody. The people who, like, if somebody posts in the group like, wow, just hit $100,000 this month, super pumped, friend request them immediately. Send them a message afterwards. Hey, bro, just want to let you know I'm super happy for you. That seems really awesome. It seems really awesome what you're doing. I would love to connect and just talk and see if we can share some ideas in the future. That's it. Again, I'm not asking for anything. I'm genuinely trying to connect with someone because, let's be honest, life is better when you're connected to people anyways. If you're interested in this stuff, why wouldn't you want to have conversations with business owners that are successful?
And that's how you connect in a digital world that we're in. Like,
provide value, be genuine, be nice. You would be shocked at the level of people that you can connect with by just being a genuinely good person and not asking. The worst thing that you can do, because I get it all the time. Hey, man, can you help me with this? No, I absolutely cannot, because I've got a billion other things I've got to do. That's not cool. But if you hit me up and you're like, hey, man, I just wanted to say congratulations on this, yada, yada, yada.
Looks like you're crushing it.
Looks like you're crushing it. Keep killing it. You could even give me like a little, this is what I do. If you ever need any help in this space, let me know. I don't hate that as much, but I'm telling you the genuine technique here is just to be a real person and actually want to make friends with people, because like this happened to me. We'll talk about it in a little bit, because you can actually expand your friend reference by doing something that I've been doing. But friends, family, and following, that's one really easy technique. Go into groups and genuinely expand on your influence with people by just being helpful, by just talking about certain things and campaigns and ideas and things like that. So that's a really easy way to win. And that is, again, family, friends, and following, because you never know. By posting on Facebook, and let me take that down the line as well. If you go in these groups and you friend request these people, now you've got more friends on Facebook. So now whenever you post that you're having results with one of your clients, or, hey, I just made $10,000 for this guy, or, hey, I just made this amazing sequence. I'll give you a more niche down example. Let's say you wanted to work with real estate, which I don't suggest for this space necessarily, but let's say you did. You go into a real estate group and you start friending realtors. Pretty simple, right? Add some value. Hey, realtors, right now the market's crazy, yada, yada, yada. A lot of people are talking about, word of mouth is changing. If you want to be able to control your market, here's one idea. Generate conversations. If you generate conversations, that turns into subscribers. Subscribers are somebody that you can market to after the market cools down, making sure that you never run out of leads. It's that simple. But then friend request the people who comment on your post. Friend request the people that are in the group. Now, when you make a post on your normal Facebook, on your actual normal Facebook account, the realtors are going to see it. So now you can be like, hey, I just helped this realtor get 200 more leads this month. Or, hey, I just created this killer lead generation sequence that can pretty much guarantee you sell a home in 7 days. Real estate agents would and you could be like, comment me below if you want a link. And now people will come through. Well, Travis, I've got friends on my Facebook page. Screw them, dude. If they're not cool with you growing your business, if it's embarrassing to you to talk about your business, that's crazy. This runs the very true to me, because I've been running my own business now for 12 years. Whenever I see somebody talking about a promotion, I just got this promotion, they get hundreds of likes and hundreds of comments. Yep. If I have a big launch for something, I'm embarrassed to post it, because it's like you feel like you're bragging. But a promotion doesn't feel like a brag. It's like, it's one of those weird double-edged swords. So I get the emotion of not wanting to want to brag or want to sell. But if you're providing genuine value, you should have nothing to be embarrassed about.
So when you work for someone else, you shouldn't be embarrassed, but when you work for yourself, you should.
It does feel,
like
it does
that,
come across.
I mean, it is. It's very true. I totally understand what you're saying, but
especially when you start relating it to like, oh, I just got a $2,000 client, yada yada. It's like, people feel embarrassed to put that out there, because what if my mom sees it? And a lot of times people make posts. There's going to be so many golden nuggets in today's call.
What if your mom sees? Are you still getting money from your mom?
Well, no, but I mean, what happens is a lot of people make a post and they think ahead of time. Like, be real. I know this is happening for a lot of you guys out there. Right before you make a post, you think of the worst possible person who could see it and how they're going to judge you. That's what happens.
Screw that person.
That's what happens, though.
Go unfriend that person.
Yep. But it's like, oh, it's my best friend. They're going to think that I'm being cocky because I'm doing this, or they're going to think I'm being flamboyant because I'm posting this thing, or like blah, blah, blah. I know the feeling, because I've had it happen before too. Like, oh, what is so-and-so going to think when I post this picture of this and blah, blah. You just got to get over that, because if they can't like you when you're prospering, then they don't actually like you. They're not a real friend.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely understand, like, maybe you don't want to put yourself out there. A lot of people don't. But if you're doing it in a way that's you're providing value,
you're helping
being
somebody.
Genuine. Yeah, you're helping people.
Your goal is to actually help people. That's what we're trying to teach here. By the way, should be noted that I don't want anybody who's watching this to end up ripping somebody off. I don't want anybody to take advantage of somebody. What I want to provide to you is the information that you can take away from this training to be like, I have the power now to help somebody's business, and then you become a weapon for good. And a lot of times with the internet marketing space, we get caught up in this feeling like it's too good to be true kind of thing, because it's the internet and blah, blah. It's time to get over that, man. It's not too good to be true.
Well, when you
see
an 18-year-old kid sitting on a Lamborghini with stacks of cash,
you probably rented that.
Yeah, but that's the idea that you get, get rich quick online, sort of.
Are you scamming people?
That's just not the case. Like
I did lose a relationship with my cousin because he is going nowhere in his life. He is I don't want to say nowhere in his life, but he's older than I am, and he's been a security guard at a dinosaur museum parking lot for about 20 years. Lived with my grandma before she passed. Still lives with his mom, who also lived with my grandma. And they saw me doing things with my life, and so the first thing that he did was started telling the rest of my family, he's scamming people. That's what he's doing. He's scamming people. And thankfully, majority of my family is smart enough to realize I don't know if his judgment is the one that we want to pay the most attention to. So I still have some family.
Yeah, you're always gonna have those people. Like,
and again, if you can't handle that kind of stuff, that's going to come with success. So just get used to it. But get used to that feeling of like butterflies in your stomach. Is this going to be, whatever? Once you do it 5 or 6 times, you don't even notice it. And the right people in your life aren't going to judge you. So don't let the fear of potential judgment. And I don't know, maybe I'm talking more to a certain generation, and maybe I'm talking more just off the top of my head based on the previous experience that I've had, more to like, I don't know, a certain type of mentality, but there's no reason to not post things that have value. And now all this has value. So that's method number 1. Friends, family, and following. It's pretty great, and it definitely works. And I think, so let's just say out of nowhere, you go into groups, you start being engaging, you start talking and providing value, you start looking like you know what you want to do. Another big mistake that most of you guys are going to make is you're not ever going to post on your actual Facebook that you're doing this. Like, let's say you're decided today, you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have an agency. But yet you never posted on your own Facebook. That to me tells me you're not committed. The first thing that I would do if I'm fully committed to something is, and think about this, Facebook already has it, right? When you start a new career, that's a big deal. You post it on Facebook. It's not official till it's on Facebook kind of thing. But yet you want to start a business, but you don't tell anybody. Why? Because you don't want them calling you out if it fails. 100% that's why. You don't want people to think you failed, so you don't want to give them the chance to know that you're trying something new. I say reverse that. I say tell people that you're doing something. Let them help hold you accountable. Let that motivation be what's holding you accountable. But also, you never know how many people out there, especially right now, will want to help you. Somebody might see your post and be like, dude, I love that you have the guts to do this. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Well, hey, don't you own a Shopify store? Yeah, I do. Oh, it just so happens my best friend runs this supplement company that's doing $1 million a month. Oh, there you go. First client. And now this person's a friend, so they're not going to be upset if you don't do as well because you already tell them ahead of time. You're going to be one of my first clients. I'll be happy to do it with you for free for a case study, whatever. And we'll get into exactly how to segment your pricing here later on. But that's just the first way to get clients. Let's go ahead and hop into the next way, which is one of my favorites, and that is connectors. Man, I could talk about connectors all day. Most people, when they're starting their agency, they start off by saying, I'm going to go after the client directly. They go right at the people that they want. Yeah. I want to work with TaylorMade. So they go to TaylorMade. Problem with that is those people that you want to work with are oftentimes the ones who are the hardest to get a hold of because you're not the only person reaching out to them for something along those lines, like some kind of business.
They're probably getting hit up every single day.
Or they're a big enough company that like there could be some, you call it gatekeepers, somebody who's like watching the door, so to speak. But
absolutely.
I absolutely love this one. Think about it this way. When a pro sports athlete signs a contract, they don't actually sign the contract. There's somebody who is essentially a business manager, or they call him an agent. That agent represents that athlete. That agent's job is to make that person money. So if you're looking at influencers, you're looking at athletes, you're looking at celebrities, they all have agents. Don't hit up the celebrity, hit up the agent. They are connectors. Another great thing to do is find somebody who owns a course. Find somebody who has a big group. Good example would be, let's say you want to work with gamers and you're like, I think I could help gamers make a lot of money. Find a group that has a lot of gamers. Reach out to the admin of that group. Every single group shows the admin of the group. Reach out to the admin. Hey, I would love to do some free stuff for your group. Show them how, if you're a gamer, you can actually turn this into a monetization path, yada, yada. The point is, you're not going right after the gamers. You're going after the connector, the person who's got their ears. Because I think connectors are one of the easiest ways to get clients. I use connectors in all sorts of different ways. If I know somebody in the affiliate marketing space who has a list of people that might be interested in my product, I'll go to that person and say, hey, do you want to promote this?
It's because, like, if we go back to the agent, reference, they don't just have one athlete.
Yep. And it's a lot easier to get multiple.
They have a wide range of athletes.
But here's the number one reason that connectors work. Let's say I want to sell you on something, right? And I come to you and I say, hey, I've got this thing, but instantly you kind of tune out most of the time. But let's flip that now. Let's say instead, I know that you're best friends with Cody. And I go to Cody, who has less following, obviously, who has less following and easier to reach out to, not in the public eye, but I know that you guys are friends. This has worked for me so many times. And I go to him and I say, hey, I saw that you were with so-and-so. I tried to reach out to him, blah, 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 and now you connect with that person, or just connect with them genuinely. Like, hey, love what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Just get in their feed, right? Get in their feed. Connect with them. Eventually, you can actually lead it into a real conversation, and then be like, oh, cool, that's cool. I didn't know you knew Trent. Like, hey, could you do me a favor? Make an intro because I've been trying to reach out to him and tell him about this thing, blah, blah, blah. Connectors are amazing because you're way more likely to talk to me if your friend, an active friend, tells you, yo, you should check this out.
Oh, absolutely.
And the same thing with an agent, right? An agent you're putting in charge of making you money. So, of course, you're going to listen to him. So if an agent comes to you and says, hey, you need to talk to this person. They're going to help you out with this. They're going to make you money. You're going to be like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to him. So look at connectors, not just the people. So one of the ways that you can actually find connectors is actually, funny enough, on Instagram. What you do is you look at, and this is so easy. It's like they make reverse engineering this process super simple. Look at who they're posting with. Look at who they tag in their posts. A lot of times they'll tag their agent in a post, even if they're not in the post.
Yeah, so if you like just click on
Tap
it,
on the picture, it'll show you who's tagged in it.
Yeah.
Go to that person and follow them. And then when they post, because like what's cool is Instagram has stories, which are ephemeral, which are in real time most of the time.
Yep.
And posts are like edited, done up images of like a perfect moment. Could be from a week ago. Stories are usually right now. So what I do is I follow a bunch of different agents on Instagram, and I'll wait for the right moment. I'll give you an example. I happened to be in Miami the same time as a specific agent, and I saw that he was in Miami because he was posting it on stories on the way to Miami or whatever. I hit him up. Yo, I'm in Miami. Let me know if we can get in touch. This specific time, the guy never saw my message or responded, but that's the timing that you want to go in with this. If you're following them and you're paying attention to what's going on in their life, it makes it easy to be able to fire at the right moment.
Because you say, hey, I see you're going to Miami. They're going to be like, oh, shit.
Exactly. Like, this is actually me. Like he's not just sending out a cold DM.
Yeah.
The worst thing that you can do in this entire process is come across like you are just hitting somebody up as one of 1,000 people. We do it, right? You do cold email, we do cold outreach, but the most effective way, the most bang for your buck, the ability to send 10 messages and get 2 responses is personalization. The more personalized you can get, which again, that just goes to our whole marketing principle of personalization and hyper-segmentation.
Yeah.
But connectors, great process for being able to get you more clients is go hit the connectors. Hey, I want to work with photographers. Okay, go into a photographer group and find out who the admin is. Go into a photographer mastermind, go into a videographer mastermind, and see if you can present information to the admin that can then be trickled out amongst their 1,000, right? That is a significantly easier way for you guys to get clients. And in fact, so much easy so that I think there's probably 15 to 20 people who are watching this that could literally today go into a group that they're already active in. Like 65-year-old Sally, I hope I'm not actually calling anybody out.
Yeah.
Who's a do-it-yourself cat pillow knitting lady. Love her. She sounds great. She's in a knitting group on Facebook, and they're all talking about the next thing they're doing, the next technique She posts these pictures. People love it. She's already like a micro knitting influencer.
Have you, out of curiosity, have you been thinking about taking up knitting?
No.
I feel like you've been, in the past like 3 months, I've heard you bring it up.
The reason I like to call out knitting is because I think everybody else has a hobby that's easier to imagine making money from.
Yeah.
So like softball, okay, yeah, like sports, things like that, you can make money from that. Oh, I love dogs. Of course you're in dog groups. That's an easy one to make money from. It's hard to imagine 65-year-old Sally making money from knitting. But if it's a passion that you are passionate about, you're knowledgeable about it, and you're in groups, I just love that sort of the like opposites of, you know, nobody's thinking I could make 6 figures a year in the knitting space. You can, without having to knit anything, because you just go into the groups. You talk about how I'm selling more of my pillows now on Instagram because of this sequence. I'm going to start using this sequence, and I'm going to start selling pillows because I'm using email marketing. 65-year-old Sally and all of her friends, they're not email marketers. So if you walk in there with that tech, they're like, yes, please turn it on for me. Yes, you know, charge me $200 a month or whatever. I can make more money. Now I've got a list. Guess what? 65-year-old Sally. That's a character, by the way. Now we're going to have to get a 65-year-old Sally jersey. 65-year-old Sally now has an email list of 300 people that have hit her up on Instagram. Next time she knits a pillow and nobody buys it on her store organically, she emails her list, pillow sold. Boom, done. Now you're making money in the weirdest of niches that most people are like, how do you make money in that? It's whatever you're passionate about. Use these connectors, right? You may already be a connector, was kind of the point of this, but use the connectors. Go into groups, find out who the admins are, just talk with them, have real conversations. Do not go into the first conversation that you have with all of these people, brands, connectors, any of these people. Don't go right in all the time going, hey, I want to sell you something. Or, hey, can you help me make some money? Build the relationship, find out if it's a fit, see what you can offer as a benefit to the group. Go in seeking the ability to offer something, and it'll work. So connectors, a great one. Obviously, we can go on for days about connectors. Next up, in almost a complete 180 from what we were just talking about, cold email. Now, cold email is an incredibly technical process for most people. There's 2 ways you can do cold email. Cold email can be done manually through I'm going to take time and send emails every single day.
Yep.
That's a tough process, and I will tell you, here's a little tip. If you're going to send emails manually, you can do it through Gmail, but don't send more than like 10 emails a day in the first day, and spread them out. Send 1 in the morning, 1.5 hours later, 1 at noon, 3 at 4 o'clock, 3 more, like spread them out. That way Gmail knows, hey, this is actually being sent by a real person. You would be shocked. And I guess the analogy for this is it's so much easier to take one little step every day than it is to take a giant leap in a year, right? Like it's so much easier for me to get where I want to go from here to there by taking little steps every day. Because guess what? A lot of you started your online journey years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago. And now here you are, and you're wondering, what are the steps that I need to take, right? Taking these little steps, they accumulate. There's going to come a time, a year from now, and I love when this happens. Someone say, Travis, it was a year ago that you did that live training. And every single day, I sent out 10 cold emails. That's all I did, 10 cold emails every day. And then, again, I say 10 to start. You can, after about 2 weeks, you can go to 20. 2 more weeks, you can go to 35, 40, right? You can scale that number up.
I even think from like a mental standpoint too, like 10 sounds very, very doable.
If you're like, manually.
You need to send out 100 to 200 cold emails a day manually, and it's like, oh, wow.
And like, you really can't. You have to have multiple email accounts to do that, otherwise you get shut down. You can't send
and it just
that
seems
many emails
overwhelming. It's like 100, even if you're copy and pasting and just going through a list.
And therefore, if you're copy and pasting, your results are going to be lower because you're adding no personalization to this. I actually teach, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but inside of our Pro Academy and inside of our training members areas, I have this cold email structure that I teach. And one of the most important things that you can do in a cold email is try to personalize it as much as you can. Now, if you're automating the process, you really can't personalize it too much. You can't be like, hey, Joe, I saw you were going to Miami, blah, blah, blah. So covering the first process, manual emails, look for 10, 15 a day max, and try to personalize it as much as you can. Get as much data as you can about that person. So maybe you're scrolling through Instagram, you've got your Dream 200, you're scrolling through Instagram, and one of the brands comes up and they're having a giveaway. Go to their profile, find the email, and go to LinkedIn. Type in their business name, see who pops up, see if you can get contact information for anybody that works at the company. Email them, hey, Tom, I saw that you're running, to piggyback off of yesterday, Siete brand, the tortilla company.
Yeah.
Go to their Instagram. I would DM them on Instagram. I would cold email them the email address that's on their system. I would go to their website, see if they have any contact information that's like more leadership role.
Yep.
And I would go to LinkedIn and I would see who works at Siete, these
you
brands.
could even hit them up on LinkedIn.
100% hit them up on LinkedIn. But now I've got their contact information. I'm sending them a cold email. Hey, Tom, I saw that you guys were running this giveaway. I instantly now have associated myself with knowing something real about them and their business. I am not, hey, Tom, love Siete chips. That's impersonal, right? It's definitely more targeted to them, but it's not specific targeted. It's not like, hey, I saw you were doing this contest. I've always loved your chips. Now that's a different story. Now they actually feel like, wow, this person's paying attention and they're in our world. Like there's personalization here. That makes a massive difference in your cold outreach campaigns, having some leverage point. And I will share a little hack with you guys. This is a fun one. It's so, you're always looking when you're doing your outreach. And by the way, I'm going to take one more step back. I already mentioned this. There's so many freaking golden nuggets in this. Like one of these things that I'm about to say is going to lead 10 of you guys to a $10,000 a month agency. Just watch. So if you go right now, and I'm going to do it on my phone, you won't be able to see it, but if you go right now on your phone, and don't do it if you're watching this on your phone, but you go to Instagram and you hit the little search button and you type giveaway. This is like a secret
Now, do you
one.
have to have a hashtag or just
So when you type giveaway, what actually comes up is it says, and sorry, you won't be able to see this. On the left, it says top, then it says accounts, audio, tags, and places. What I like to do is right underneath, it gives you like options of like hashtags.
Yep.
I'm going to do the hashtag. I just clicked on the hashtag giveaway. 42.4 million posts. 42.4 million posts are using the hashtag giveaway.
Now, is this current? This
is all time.
This is all time.
I'm clicking on the first one that I saw here. Conrad Rodas. I don't know who this is. From Aspen, Colorado, is doing a giveaway of a Garmin fitness watch. Now, if I go to Conrad Rodas, he's got 5,000 people on his page. They're probably, my guess is he's probably super targeted because he's a triathlete from Colorado.
Yep.
My guess is all 5,000 of his followers are triathletes. He might be able to make a little bit more money from a company like Garmin. And remember, he's now connected to Garmin. Somebody at Garmin probably paid him to do this giveaway.
Yeah. He's not the only athlete working with Garmin.
Yep. And he could also get us in on potentially working with Garmin. But as you continue to go through, I'm looking at, this one's actually in a foreign language. I don't know if you speak, this must be Dutch or something like that. 1,200 likes on this campaign. She's giving away yarn. Talk about knitting, bro.
Oh, there we go.
Knitting, yes. That's all I needed.
People are making
That's
money.
the win. Okay, we've got, here we go, Choose 901. 111,000 followers. They are running a giveaway right now. It's 901 giveaway time. Grind City Coffee. I could hit them up. And here's what's great. The rules are you have to follow Choose 901, follow Grind City Coffee, and Remember Media. So from this one post, I now am going to reach out to them, right? I would cold email them. Hey, I saw your giveaway. It's absolutely amazing. Boom, I go into my next message, right? I go into the actual, like, what are my guts here? Now, also, to note, Grind City Coffee has 2,000. I should hit them up too. They only have 2,000 followers, but that doesn't mean I can't help them automate things like they're a coffee shop, automate directions, things of that nature, right? But I can get more specific with what I'm going to hit them up with and also say, hey, I saw you were in the contest with Choose 901. And here's what I do. This is kind of sneaky. I've also been in touch with them about the same thing. I've sent them an email, so at least I'm not lying.
Yeah.
It lets them think like, oh, maybe they're talking to this guy too. They don't have to know. They didn't ask that yet. And then Remember Media. Remember Media is a female-led social media agency. They're probably the ones helping create and cultivate this giveaway, right? So what that tells me is they likely run other giveaways for other people, or at least that's part of their business model.
Yep.
I should reach out to them. Hey, saw that you were hosting this giveaway. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Congratulations on crushing with this brand. Put their name in there. I know this is random, but boom, I can help you. That's 3 clients, potentially 3 clients right there. Or 1 client who can stem into 5 to 6 clients as they do other stuff.
Especially if they run other giveaways, yeah. Like if you're
100%.
talking about that last client, like runs other giveaways.
So manual cold email, that's how you do it. And again, sending 10 of those emails a day, I just gave you 3 in one giveaway. Here's what's cool. With the giveaways, if you do one of the bigger giveaways, a lot of times, when it's a loop giveaway, what they'll do is they'll say, hey, go to this page and follow everybody that I'm following.
Yeah, we're talking about on day 1, I think.
Yep. All of those 50 people or 70 people that are paying to be in the giveaway, those are perfect people for you to cold outreach email to. Hey, Taylor, I saw that you were in this so-and-so's giveaway. I hope that you're absolutely crushing it. I specialize in helping brands and influencers like yourself get more out of every single giveaway. I actually help you monetize it.
Especially if they're paying $5,000 for.
Even if they're paying $1,000 for one, all they're getting is growth. They're not getting monetization.
Yeah.
We have the ability to monetize for them. Hey, I'm going to be your marketer from now on. Let me do it for you for free for a month. And then you only pay me afterwards. We'll talk about pricing later on. Don't get me started on that. But I've got endless amounts of contests here. This one has 8,000 likes from Art Alexi. 152,000 followers she has. It looks like she does art stuff. And this is a giveaway. Follow these brands, yada, yada, seal, stamp, all this crazy stuff. Like, there's an unlimited amount of these giveaways, which means there's an unlimited amount of these contests. 42 million posts people have done giveaways. If all you did was focus on helping people with giveaways, you just got yourself a full-time $50,000 a month job.
What was the number? Like, if everyone here had, like, everyone
if
here
1,000 people, if only a quarter of the available businesses actually were willing to be smart enough to listen and sign on as a client for somebody, and we had 1,000 people who actually took this journey, every single one of you could have 50,000 clients.
Yeah, that's right. 50,000.
That's unbelievable. You don't need 50,000.
You don't need 50.
Yeah, you don't need 50. So that's cold email. The other side of cold email is the automated side. There's a lot more to that. I literally don't have enough time in the entire day 3 to cover automated cold email. There is a way to do that, but that comes down to how do I get a mass bulk list of people that I can upload? How can I get those emails to trickle out manually? I'm a big fan of the automated and the manual kind of in 2 realms. I put my leads in tiers. To give you guys a really quick summary, what I do is I put the clients that I know are going to be the best ones for me in a top tier. Those are my top like 5%, right? It's the 90-10 rule. 90% of my clients, I'll cold email to get them, right? If I'm doing cold email, 10% of them I want to manually email because those are the whales, right? When you're going after a whale, you use a harpoon. You don't use a fishing hook, like 1,000 fishing hooks, right? You use the one harpoon.
You want to get them.
I wouldn't use a harpoon. I mean, they used to do that, and I've heard there was some trouble back in those days.
You use a bazooka.
Yeah.
And you blow that
You use a
thing up.
missile launcher. So that's cold email. Again, huge process to the automated side. We'll be covering later on how you can get more information on all that. Next one. The one that I'm having the most success with right now, especially because we're in Instagram now, that is warm DM. I call it warm DM because a lot of people are afraid to cold DM, and I don't think you should cold DM. In fact, I didn't tell you about this. I just got another potential client. I'll read you guys the message. This came from a warm DM, but I want to break down how this whole process started for me. This guy, and I will show you, he's got how many followers?
108,000.
108,000. So here's what happened. I started following him. He's in the, funny enough, he's in like, I guess you would call it like the odd objects niche. He sells like gold from treasure like actual
Oh my God.
like found in the ocean.
Is that what he would
gold.
pay us in?
Yeah, I hope so. Can you pay in doubloons? But no, and he has he does painting, and he's got all these like really, really cool stuff. Like he makes like gold chains and stuff. I don't know if you guys won't be able to see it, but like
it's like
real gold coin.
And it's like Aztec, like
original, like Spanish gold from like sunken treasure ships. So he sells these, and he also sells real dinosaur bones. Really cool, like just crazy stuff. I have no idea. I don't know. But here's what happened. I was following him, and I would comment on stuff because, again, I just think this stuff's cool, right? So he posts like a gold doubloon, and I'll comment back. All too often, we're on social media and we're just consumers. We don't ever participate, right? We just scroll through and we're like, all right, see it, next thing, next thing, next thing. Even if you appreciate something, you just scroll to the next thing. Here's a way to trick that. So what I would do is I forced myself to like send a fire emoji whenever he would post something that was cool, or I'd post back and be like,
you would comment on
or
the
like
story.
On a post and actually comment on the post itself too. But like be engaging so that when it comes time for me to actually want something, he's familiar with my Instagram handle. He doesn't just think that I'm some rando, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy wants something now. So here's what happened. I was watching I was going through stories, and I saw he had a story that literally the story was a video of him scrolling through his messages, and it had a big block of text that said, hey, I'm trying to get back to you all as fast as I possibly can. Please be patient with me. You want to talk about opening a door for somebody like me? Literally, I DM'd him right there on the spot, and I said, hey man, been following you for a while. Now, here's what's cool. Because I had been responding to his stories, my message went to his primary inbox because he saw me respond to a story previously and pulled it in. B, he saw that when I say been following you for a long time, I wasn't silently following. I'm a supporter.
Yeah.
Because he saw that I had messaged him fire emojis and stuff.
Yeah, you're commenting, you're liking.
Guys, this is literally gold. This is 5 clients for every single one of you if you pay attention and execute on this. So I commented back, hey, I've been following you for a long time. I know this is random. And I love that statement. I know this is random because they're going to be like, who's this random guy? I know this seems random. I own a software company that can help you automate these DMs. And let me just tell you what I said. Because I think a lot of people will be like, oh, what does he actually say? He's not telling us what he actually said. I'll read you the message that I actually sent the dude. And a lot of you guys are worried about the response. So here's what's cool. Let's see, where is it? Yes. So I reached out. I just wanted to reach back out. Our software is off the hook and ready. I think it could help you automate a lot of your DM requests. Happy to help get it rolling. It also turns everyone into leads if you want. So you could get their email and SMS and broadcast to them when you have something that you want to push and not rely on the algorithm. Let me know. Have I not said that almost exact statement in every single one of the 2 days? Yeah. Nothing I said there was like, oh, he's been holding out on us.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I need that exact.
It was exactly what I've been teaching you guys. I know, right? Did you send me your DM script? No. I just told you what it was. And literally, he responded with this. How much is it? And so he said, and thanks for keeping me in mind. So I like that. He seems open to it. But also, I got to remember, he's trying to respond to a lot of messages.
Yeah.
So what I said was, look, I was like, the way that I'm actually hitting him up is I said, I'm way more interested in the case study because, again, I am. He's connected, and I know this because I've seen his stories. He's connected to a lot of big influencers because I'm not the only person who thinks it's cool that he sells gold doubloons and dinosaur bones. And
who's buying that stuff.
He's connected to, and he sells each coin for like $2,000. They're not cheap.
Yeah.
But he's connected to a bunch of influencers. And like one of them is Kelly Slater, professional surfboarder. But Kelly Slater also owns a massive supplement company that sells in Whole Foods. Boom, boom, boom.
Kelly Slater does?
Oh, dude, yeah. I use their coffee creamer every morning. It's like a healthy alternative to creamer.
Is it like the super creamer? Or
Yeah.
Stuff's good.
And so I'm interested in the case study because guess what? This is one of the things I love about Instagram, guys. Everybody on Instagram who has followers is connected to other people who have followers. So if I can get a good case study for him, build his list, I guarantee you he's got 5 to 10 people that he could be like, yo, can I tell my friends about this?
It's like, yo, that was sick.
Now I've actually got clients.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you just let me manage you and your 10 friends? You just all together pay me $5,000. It's going to take me 15 minutes to set them up.
It's going to take him one coin to pay for that, too.
Yeah, exactly. One little coin, one doubloon. So warm DM works like that. The brands that you want to be involved with, your Dream 200. This is why I said to make a list of 20. Dream 20. If you're not following your Dream 20, this is what I think is hilarious. There's people like, Travis, I want to work with One Wheel. Do you follow them? No. I know, but that's the answer I get. No. So you don't support them, but you want them to pay you. Cool, bro. No. Follow them. Support them. Like their posts. Comment on their posts. DM them on their stories. I love this. It's my favorite. You know what's funny is like we're obviously on this side of the camera. It's just us. We're two guys. There's a whole nother world out there for women who want to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't follow those brands. Oh, give you an example of a brand that I did just hit up that some of the ladies out there will know about. It's a interior design company that sells like chairs and tables and stuff. They had a big Netflix show, and I forget what it was called, but they showed themselves decorating their interiors, and their business blew up. Now everybody wants to buy stuff because they got these, this motivation. So my wife is doing all of our interior design based off of this page's Instagram, basically.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, they do it like this, they do it like that, they do it like this. I had never seen their Instagram until yesterday. When she hit me up, my wife Sarah, she hit me up. She's like, hey, I'm buying this from their sale, blah, blah. I actually messaged them and I said, look, here's the deal. I literally just DM'd them. They've got 3 million followers on Instagram. I DM'd them and I'm like, yo, my wife has spent a small fortune with you, and I feel obligated at this point to reach out and see if I can help you guys get more money from more people. I run a software company. I would love to reach out to somebody in your marketing team that I can help to be able to announce this sale, because I noticed that you guys are having that big sale right now, which my wife is spending plenty of our money on.
Yeah.
But there was no notification. I want to be able to help you guys get that out, because right now you're relying on only the algorithm.
So they didn't do the 4-pillar approach.
Nope. They didn't use I'm not on their email list. Maybe they did, but their Instagram email, I know they're not using that, so I want to be able to help them do that in the future. Then, yes, exactly. I could do that for them in the future, the 4-pillar approach. Hey, you're having a sale on Labor Day? I'll tell people about it. Then I'll announce when it actually happens. Then we'll continue to tell people about it until Sunday, and then on Sunday, we'll shut it down. There it is, 4 pillars. Now, that's the warm DM framework. Go into a DM message with information about the person that you're DMing. Don't just, hey, I saw you have a lot of followers. I'd like to help you make money. That's called a cold DM, and they don't work very well. Follow these people. Engage with them. Warm, direct message. Next, ads. Skip. We're not even going to talk about ads.
No ads.
I like ads. I use ads. I have no problem with them. I just want this entire 3-day training to be built around the idea of not having to spend money to get any of these factors. And so far, everything that we've covered requires $0. Zero knowledge of the Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, any of those interfaces. You don't have to have any of it to be able to have success doing this, which
really
to me is amazing.
No more additional time. Like, let's be honest. If you guys are on social, you're probably on social,
especially
for
the outreach process,
30 minutes a day throughout the day.
Every agency is broken into a couple of categories. Educating yourself on what to do for your clients. That's first. You do that in the beginning. It's front loaded. Educate yourself so that when it comes time to work with a client, you don't have to continue to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Granted, we always do in little segments though. Maybe read an extra book on marketing and little things that you can do in your spare time.
And certain things change from time to time.
So you got to be up on certain things. But the next part of what your agency is going to be is outreach. You're going to spend a significant amount of time on outreach until you have a stable of clients, 5, 8 to 10. When you've got 10 clients, you're spending a significantly lower portion of your time getting new clients, because now you're at the point where you want to be. You're making the amount of money that you want to make, right? Then the rest of your time is on execution for clients. It's broken into those 3 realms. So once you've gotten clients, you're not going to be executing for clients and spending as much time outreaching to clients. Because what's funny about this niche, especially with Instagram, and again, I mentioned every Instagram page and brand knows 10 other pages and brands. Notice in all these giveaways, nobody's doing a giveaway by themselves. Yeah. They're doing with partner brands. It's really easy to get one to open the door for you, and now you've got 3 to 5. But once you get one and you get results for that one, that is going to turn into 3, 5, 10. I know that another cool example, it kind of goes back to the family friends. I don't know if he's watching, but Josh was at our last event, Bots in Business, and he's in San Diego. He's a surfer. He mentioned he works with two guys who own big stores. He surfs with them. And it's like, until now, there hasn't been a go-to thing that he'd be able to want to offer.
And like huge stores,
like
right?
like one of them's a big one. One of them's actually a big one. But that one store, you do good results for that one person, and he's your buddy. You surf with him. Yo, dude, do you work with? Store, you work with 15 influencers. Can you put me in touch with those 15 influencers? Now I've got 16 clients.
And those influencers work with other brands.
20 other brands. Wow, now you've got a real business. What do you know? So ads. Not going to cover too much. The next one, events. I think events, there's really two sides to events. There's speaking at events, and then there's attending events. I get clients from both sides. It's significantly easier if you can speak, but one thing I'll tell you guys is don't stress. There's a lot of people watching this. Like I've never spoken on stage before. Neither had I until the first time I did. And it's not as hard as you think. You probably won't do as well the first time as you will the sixth time, but speaking on stage is the ultimate hack. It's the easiest thing. You can literally get up there for 30 minutes, provide value, and everybody wants to work with you as a client. The thing I would suggest is hit up anybody who has a live event, give them a mock presentation. That takes time for you to set up, but I put together 50 slides. I'll send it to somebody. Or what I do now is I give them a previous speaking video of me or another video of me on camera just speaking in general. Here's an example of me.
You get reached out to at this point.
Yeah, but like in the beginning when you're trying to get it, you reach out to them with some sort of it's essentially like an interview or an audition booklet, right? So like not a real booklet, it's just videos. Like here's a video of me speaking. Don't take a video of you on an iPhone. Try to get it professionally done if you can, right? That's a different level, but that makes getting clients just mind-numbingly easy. Like if Shopify was to reach out to you and be like, hey, I can't help but notice that you are the expert in this space when it comes to automation. How can I get you to speak on this, right? That would lead to literally 50 clients.
At least.
You know what's funny is I didn't even put it in here, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. Events in person are great. Attending the event is even also great. Sit next to somebody. Hey, what do you do? Oh, really? So when I don't know if you guys can see it, but the plaques on the wall, the 2 Comma Club awards, those are from ClickFunnels. And I have 4 of them. When I went to the event in 2017, or no, it was 2019, I actually got one of them. They ship them to you in the mail, but I got one on stage not long ago. And when I was there, I was standing in line with all these other people who were waiting to get their 2 Comma Club.
Clearly people that are doing stuff.
So it was so easy. And people are like, well, Travis, I haven't gotten a 2 Comma Club yet. You're still sitting in the stands seeing every single one of us walk by. When that event is over, nobody came up to me and was like, yo, dude, what are you doing? Can I get into your world? Like, what groups are you in? Can we chat? Like, nobody.
Yeah.
Wasted opportunity. You're at an event. You want to mingle with the people that are at the top, but you don't know what to do. Go and provide value. The best thing that anybody could do, and this happens at events when I host the event, Travis, let me buy you a drink. Guess who I talk to for the next 20 minutes?
The dude that bought you.
The dude that's buying me a drink, yeah, exactly. It's like that's so easy to just give to somebody, even if it's a water. Hey, I don't drink. Okay, let me get you a water. Let me get you a bagel or whatever it is. Like let me just give you something that's really cheap and easy in exchange for your time. Pick their brain. You don't have to exchange numbers with them, but like, hey, I'm going to follow you on Instagram. I'd love it if you'd follow me back. I'd love to keep in touch. Just something super simple like that. But so that's events. Events are great, speaking and attending. But what I wanted to do was also talk about an extension of events, which is podcasts. Being on podcasts is easier than you think. Most podcasts, there's a podcast for every niche. Guarantee there's a podcast for sewing somewhere. I know there's podcasts for like legal, like lawyer podcasts. So if you wanted to be in the legal space, you could do it. E-commerce has a bunch. So here's what I did. I want e-commerce clients in our agency. So I went on the podcast app in iTunes. I searched e-commerce and I searched Shopify. I found the top rated 50 podcasts, wrote them down, and I'm sending an email one by one. Well, first what I did was I looked into my own contact list to see, do I know anybody who is attached to any of these podcasts? And actually one of the top ones is I happen to be personal friends with a guy, and we've done some business together in the past, who now works with that company. Guess who's speaking on their podcast in October 14th? I'll be on the podcast. Guess
you have a date?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Guess who listens to this podcast? Top e-commerce store owners, actual marketing directors for stores. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be talking about how to automate your business on Instagram and using automations in ads to generate more ROI and build your list through social media, how to get off the algorithm, less dependent, everything I've been talking about here.
You're going to provide value instead of
I'm
just
not going to sell anything.
It's not going to be a pitch.
What the host is going to do at the end is going to say, if somebody wants to reach out to you, where do they go? And I'll say, oh, just email me, or you can email my account manager over at Chatmatic, Trent@chatmatic.com, and we'll get back to you. That's simple. And I guarantee you we'll get 15, 20 emails, and that lives forever. And now I've been on one big podcast. So guess what I do? I take that podcast, I go to the next podcast. Hey, I was on this show. If you want me to cover this on yours, let me know. I'm telling you, almost every single one of you guys with a little bit of practice could do it, because all you're doing is talking about the same stuff that I am. It's not rocket science. It's just marketing.
There you go. Well, that was day 2 slogan.
I know, but you have to still bring it in.
Yeah.
You know? Today's slogan is start your agency.
Start it.
Start your agency.
Do it.
Start your engines. So events, podcasts, guys. What have we? I mean, just to recap, we've covered freaking friends, family, and following. That's a guaranteed way of getting at least one client in 30 days. Connectors, guaranteed way of getting one in maybe 60 days because you don't know any connectors now. Maybe cold email, 10 emails a day. That's 300 emails in a month. Takes you 20 minutes in a day to send 10 emails in a day at most.
Yeah.
So cold email, 300 emails. You'll probably get responses from some of those. Warm DM, you could do 10 to 20 of those every single day. Ads, we skipped it. And events, podcasts. You could listen to podcasts, and when a guest comes on that seems like they're an expert in their field and they are either a connector, reach out to them, or they own a big store and you want to work with the store. Hey, heard you on this podcast. Absolutely loved it. Boom. Now you're in and you've got something personal. Now, I think guaranteed every single one of you guys is going to be leaving with clients. I would love to know. I'm going to come back to the comment section on this video and on our page. Please, in the comment section below this, just give me a wow if you guys are loving the just raw, number one, speed to which we're covering just insane techniques to actually get clients. And if you're just loving the concept that we are covering and you think that this could work for you, because we've got a few more. Local meetups. I think this is a great one, and I'm going to give you guys another hack. Local meetups are all too easy. Local meetups are Chamber of Commerce. What's the other one? B&I. Yeah, B&I. Find some local people that are in the space. I know Tampa, for instance, there's a bunch of influencers in Tampa. You'll be able to find them. Go look on Instagram, hashtag whatever your city is. Find the people who are influencers. Reach out to those people. See if you can meet up with them locally. Can I buy you a drink? Can I get you a coffee? I do this. I'd love to talk to you and see if maybe I can help you and turn this into a case study. There's a lot that you can do. But one little hack, and I like this one a lot actually. Let's imagine I want to work with influencers and brands that are based in Tampa, right? Or Austin, or New York, or Denver, or San Diego, Nashville, wherever it is. You create a Facebook group and you call it like Nashville Influencer Network, right? Because guess who e-commerce stores want to work with? Influencers. Guess who influencers want to work with? Brands.
Yep.
If you create a Facebook group that's intended to bridge that gap and you own the group, you post the content. Now all you've got to do is get a handful of brands in your area. So what you do is you find out 10 brands and 10 influencers that are in your area. Reach out to them. Hey, I'm the admin of the Nashville Influencer Network. It's a group all geared around connecting brands with influencers and influencers with brands. I'd love to have you join the group. Now you get a couple of them to join the group, and now you've got 200,000 people, 200,000 influencer, Jake is in the group. So now I go to other influencers and I say, hey, by the way, 200,000 influencer Jake is in our group. And now other influencers are going to want to join because I've got a carrot. So easy.
And brands are going to want to join because they're like, oh, I want to
100%.
get in touch with that guy.
Then what ends up happening, which is really great, Facebook starts to show your group to other people that it fits. So like if your group fits, Jenny influencer, they're going to show it on the right-hand side of her Facebook when she's in. They're going to go, hey, you should join Nashville influencer group. She's going to be, of course I want to join that group. I'm an influencer. I'm in Nashville. I want to be a part of this.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden your group actually grows. Guess who controls the content? You do. Super easy to get a client that way. All you got to do is post maybe once every other week. Just post something that talks about general, like, here's some rules for engagement if you're an influencer working with a brand. Google it if you don't know, but just make something up like that.
Keep that group active.
Keep it straight up content. Keep it active and don't make it a big pitch fest where it's like, make some rules in there. I'm not here to teach you guys about, the logistics of having a group, but that would be a really easy one where you can actually get some people in the group and now you have some leverage. Hey, I'm the admin of this group. I'd love to do a case study with you. You've got 200,000 followers on Instagram, I saw. I'd love to do a case study with you showing you how you can sell more stuff. They might actually stay on as a client, but then also you've got content to post for your group. That's a win-win.
Absolutely.
Boom. Client.
Love it.
Is that not a client? That's a client. I know in Tampa
it's at least
client. Probably I think this is the last one that I really want to cover today.
This is the one that I already spoiled a little bit.
Dude, spoiling the milk on this
Sorry,
one.
team.
But I'll go a little farther than what he did. This is a technique that I call buy your way in. Now, I would consider myself right now at the top of, like, I don't have to do a lot of outreach to get clients right now because a lot of clients will come to us because we have some leverage. We've been doing this for years. More than one person is talking about what we've been able to do for clients. It's easier for me to get clients. But let's say you're starting from scratch. I still buy my way into clients. And I do it kind of haphazardly, not with full intention. You can do this very easily. When I say buy your way in, there's a couple of ways you can do this. Number one, I call it customer first.
Yep.
Go spend money at a company where you want to work with them. If they're a local company, spend money with them. If it's one wheel, buy a one wheel. Like, spend money with the company. Get to know the company that you're trying to now be a marketer with and for. It always helps. And it gives you leverage. I'll give you an example. I wanted to work with an influencer who, he's an influencer, but now he's opening a supplement company, and he's got a clothing brand. First thing I do, I DM him on his stories, right? So I'm creating the warm DM infrastructure.
Yep.
Then I go and spend money on his store. I think I spent $60 and got some cool stuff. Like, he's got good workout clothes. Now I can post a story and tag him. He's going to move it into his primary inbox in order to share it to his feed because now I'm giving him user-generated content, which is what he's looking for. Then when I go into a DM, if I want to ask him for something, he sees that I'm a customer first. Now he's going to be like, hey, dude, totally appreciate it. And now I've supported him. So it's a reciprocal social currency. He wants to promote, he wants to support me back.
Yeah, or at
he
least
might
give you
not, but he's going to
at least give you the time of day. Yep. Well,
and that's
you
the
just
idea.
Stole the phrase, but
yeah, he's going to give me the time of day because I supported him first. I made the first move. I put the olive branch out. Like, hey, I'm not just asking.
Honestly, this is my favorite one.
And it's easy. That's what we were talking about with the tea company, right?
Yeah.
You're at the tea company. You're clearly there all the time. The guy probably sees you. You've seen him. But the moment hits, and this is important, timing on outreach matters so heavily. You are at the tea company and you heard a specific conversation that mattered towards marketing and business growth. And you said, hey, couldn't help it over here. You didn't walk up to him randomly as he's in there, running in the door, trying to like get in and set his day up and go, hey, I want to help you with your marketing. It's like, nope, inappropriate time.
Yeah.
Timing on everything matters. So again, that first example that I gave of the influencer who was like, oh, I can't keep up with all my DMs. Sorry. Timing was why he responded.
It's like,
not because
you
what I was
have
offering.
A problem. Let me
I'm
help
solving
you solve that.
his problem as he's in the middle of the problem instead of trying to make him realize he has a problem at a random time.
And what a perfect, you don't really see that.
I know,
often.
dude.
People
you do now. A lot of times
Yeah.
with bigger influencers, you see it, especially if they're willing to let people DM them.
Yeah, and they want to let people know, hey, I'm trying. But
yeah, I'm trying to get back to you. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's a really good one. But then also with buy your way in, this one I think is probably one of the easiest ones. Buy your way in also references things like masterminds. And I've done this recently, and it works really well. Find a mastermind. Good example. You want to work with e-commerce stores, or you want to work with photographers. Join a photographer paid mastermind. Because here's what happens. It's easier to sell to somebody who's already on your team, right? So if I'm in a mastermind with you and you're a photographer and I'm trying to get you as a client, we're on the same team already. We've spent money on the same thing. We're trying to, we're invested financially in the same direction. So now it feels like we're just going the same way together.
Yep.
It's easier for me to be like, hey, I do this. What are you doing? Let's see if we can help each other, right? Versus if we're walking in opposite paths, which is basically not on the same team, it's harder for me to be like, hey, hold on, wait.
It's like, do you have my best interest in mind?
Exactly.
In that case.
And I like it when you think of it that way. When you buy your way in, you're buying your way into being part of a team. If you're on someone's team, they're going to listen to you. And I found this to be true. I'm in a $500 a month mastermind. And anytime I post in that mastermind, the job of everybody else in the mastermind is to support me, because we're all on the same team, because we all pay to be there, because when they post next time, they're going to want my support. That's how it is, because we're on the same team now. Not a free group where they're going to be like, oh, screw this guy. It's a paid group. So I paid my way in so I could post something that's a little bit more, not necessarily pitchy, but like, hey, I'm looking to help 3 e-commerce brands. Does anybody in here know anybody who's got a flourishing e-commerce brand? The people who are paying $500 a month to be in a business mastermind, they're connected and they're paying attention to those people. They're in that world. It's so easy to get a reference. And again, now we're leveraging buy your way in into the friends, family, and the connectors method. Because now I can just be like, hey, we're trying to, we're blah, blah. You have no idea how often you'll get hit up with a big brand and like, hey, I saw that you were in this mastermind as well. I own $150,000 a month this brand, or I own a company that sells handbags over in Europe and we're doing $25,000 a month. There's so much that you can do when you're already on their team. It makes it significantly easier to get them as a client. Now, $500 a month, I know that's a lot of money to a lot of people, but if you can figure out a way to work it the right way, strategically, to where it's providing benefit and you're getting, let's say, 1 client a month. 1 client a month is $1,000 a month. So that now has paid for your mastermind fee, and in 3 months, you're making $3,000 for a $500 a month investment. And you're learning, hopefully, from the mastermind. The best case scenario is you're actually able to grow your business because you're in the mastermind. So when I buy into things, I look at what leverage do I have when I'm in the group. Buying into a mastermind, buying into a course, buying into a program, that puts you on the same team as everybody else that's in that group, especially Facebook groups. And you can even DM those people. Hey, I saw we're in the same group. We're in the same mastermind. I'm just trying to connect with other people and see if I can help in any way. What do you do? And, I run a construction company and this. Okay, cool, man. That's not my forte. I don't think I can help you. This is what I do. Keep me in mind, and if I know anybody who needs what you need, or whatever, we'll send each other some business. Be nice to people.
Yeah,
It's not
be a genuine human being.
It's really not that hard, and that's why I think the funniest part is getting clients is typically where most people think like this is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing for me to do. And it's just not when you have, every single method I'm talking about right now takes a few minutes of your time and it costs nothing. It's just, the one thing it does cost is your time, because you have to put time and energy in to do these things, but these add up. I can tell you right now, these absolutely add up. So now you've covered all of my favorite ways to get clients. That's our outreach. And typically the way that a normal I'm going to get a client structure works is exactly the way that we've done this 3-day training. I found out about an idea that could be really big to start a business in. I learned about how to actually educate myself on what I would be doing on the practice side of it. And now I need to start reaching out to potential clients. And one thing I think is amazing is if you were to start a store that was selling mini knives for a keychain, you'd have to sell thousands of those, right? You could not have a successful store doing manual outreach. You can't.
No.
You can't reach out to that many people in a day.
No.
I can have a successful business making $10,000 a month by manually outreaching to business owners that are going to pay me. It's so much easier to get a $1,000 check than it is to get $1,001 checks. It's so much easier.
Very true.
Because it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
And it's the same amount of effort on your end. So I love the idea of agency model. It's, you know, again, what we're offering is very simple to offer. You can do it by just outreaching. You don't have to spend a lot of money. But now you've outreached to people. You've gotten somebody interested. Okay, Travis, yeah, I DM'd somebody. And we're actually hearing this a lot in our group right now of people who are like, yeah, I've been reaching out to influencers and I'm getting responses because they check their DMs. But Travis, what do I do now? I don't know. Now I get it. They're responding. How do I actually close them on a sale? So what we're going to do now is we're going to cover something that I call my three question close framework. So let's go ahead and start that now. Now we're going to cover my 3-question close framework. Now, in all of our training, I cover several different ways to close. When I say close, to get a sale. There are multiple different techniques. There's a very in-depth practice to getting good at this. I wanted to give you guys the most simple one. The one that, like, I know there was a period of time where I taught you to do this over the phone. Like literally, it was just over the phone with him, and I literally told him how to do it. And this technique just flat out works. It's the easiest one to remember. It's the easiest one to execute on. And if you're starting from scratch and you don't have like a closer technique and you're not going through all these crazy, you know, sales closing hardcore trainings, which I don't agree with, it's a great way to not have to put pressure on the situation. As you're growing your agency, one of the problems that a lot of people have is, Travis, how do I actually ask for money? It makes it awkward. This solves that because it just puts things in the right direction and in the right perspective. So I love this. What I'm gonna do is we're actually, to make it a little bit more, I guess you'd say, entertaining, educational, edutaining. We're going to do a little like role play-ish style scenario where I'm going to walk you through the questions that I would ask. Then we're going to pretend to ask them to this pretend business owner over here. What kind of business do you own, Mr. Pretend Business Owner?
I'm an influencer and I have like 4 different brands.
Okay.
That's my business.
All right.
I show my butt on the internet.
Okay. Yeah, you probably got a lot of followers then. So you've got multiple different brands. I'm probably going to, in the pitch, I would focus most likely on one of them. But let's start with the first question. So you've got them on the call. One thing that I always advise all of you is to do some level of icebreaker. Ask them where they're from, what the weather's like, get to know them. I like this because it allows me to use that in the future potentially, or to, like, I don't know, just seems to always make it more fun.
Now, obviously, and this works with both cold, like a cold outreach and a warm outreach. But are you going into this already having a prior conversation with them, and you've set up this call, or are you like just cold calling?
I mean, no, it's not a cold call.
Okay,
this is a one call close format, but it's not a cold call scenario. It is. I'm just, you know, I reached out to you via a DM or whatever. So we've
had a conversation about
some level of like, okay, you kind of know what might be happening here.
You.
So the first thing that I want to do is the icebreaker. Just warm it up. Hey man, how's it going? Where are you from?
I'm actually living in Tampa right now.
Nice. Yeah. What's the weather like there now? It's pretty hot.
Yeah, hot and rainy.
Rainy. Ah, it sucks. Yeah, I'm from Quebec. And It's great here.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold in the summertime. I don't know what the weather's like in Canada. I've never been. And then, just kind of shoot the breeze. You want this to be 5-7 minutes long. Like, oh, man, yeah, you know what? I friggin' love Florida. It'd be great right now, man. Put the top down. Although I know it rains a lot in Tampa, right? How's everything going? Especially now, too. Like, the whole COVID situation's not treating you too bad. That kind of whole situation. And then once you've gotten them kind of lightened up a little bit, because you don't want to be like, hey, Trent, well, blah, blah, blah. So after that, I would go, all right, well, Trent, this is my first question. So let me cover the question first.
Yeah.
First question I want to ask them is, if working with me goes well, because now at this point we talked a little bit about it, you can start the conversation by saying like, well, now at this point, obviously, that we do some automation for Instagram brands. I would try to summarize in as few words as possible what I can do without confusing him, meaning you don't know what I do yet, so I don't want to confuse you. So I would say something to the effect of like, we actually work with brands and influencers, helping them rely less on the algorithm and get some really cool marketing presence through email and SMS. But we'll use your Instagram followers to build this up. And we can build a lot of this through automation, help you make some more sales. And we've had a pretty good track record so far. And that's like phase one. Somebody's really stomping upstairs on us here. That's phase one. They might actually come through the roof.
Yeah. This whole thing's shaking. All the lights are shaking.
They that might get you, that part of the conversation will get you going. Then once you've actually gotten through sort of this like intro it more into what we do sort of thing, what I do, this comes the first question. So this is the first of the 3 questions that you're going to ask. If working with us goes really well, or as well as you'd expect or hope, and I come to you in a year from now, and I ask you how things are going, what would your answer be?
Yeah, so I'd love to increase my bottom line by like 15 to 20%. And really, I'm focused on lifetime value, so I want to get my lifetime value up. We feel like that's a big weakness in our business. So, yeah, in the next year, increase revenue by 15 to 20%, increase lifetime value.
And so by finding out what we're doing in this first question is we're finding out best case scenario, what happens here, right? That's literally what we're asking. Best case scenario, what happens? Because now I know all I've got to do is sell the best case scenario.
Did I sound like a business owner when I
I
said
mean,
that?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, not bad. I want to increase lifetime value and make more money. That's what all business owners sound like. Well, yeah, I want to. It'd be really great if I could start cross-promoting some of my brands and I had some more followers. Like, you'll get a lot of different answers, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm an influencer.
Yep.
Shoot.
So, essentially, that question breaks down to what's their ideal outcome, right? I've now got that. Then what I want to do is I want to answer this way. Good. That all sounds perfect. I know that we can help you do that. That's what we help all of our brands and all of our clients do. And the reason that I asked you that, I got to be honest, it was a test. It was a test because I know what I do guaranteed works. I know it works. The problem is a lot of times I'll start working with people on Instagram and influencers and brand builders, and they just don't know where they want to go. And it's hard for me to help you get somewhere when you don't know where you're going. So it's kind of a test that I like to ask everybody that I might start working with, because if you don't know where you're going, I can't help you get there. You see what I did? So like at that point, we're actually kind of flipping the sales process a little bit on its head, to where now it's like he's going to start to think like, I want him to think that I'm a good client.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, this guy's
like,
testing me.
Yeah, he's testing me out. And just say like, hey, I'm sorry for that. I don't want to come across weird or whatever, but like I just wanted to make sure because I needed to know that you had goals in mind and that you had a mission. Would you mind if I asked you another question? And yeah, sure, go ahead. So next, what do you, and there's other ways you can ask this, but the simplest way is, so next, obviously you want to be able to increase revenue by 15%. You want to increase your lifetime value. What do you guys have at your company that you feel can make that happen right now? Like, what are you guys bringing to the table now that you see that as being possible?
Yeah, I feel like we have a good infrastructure. We have quality products. Customers seem to love our products. we're not like a drop shipping straight from China. Like,
Dope.
we quality stuff, and yeah, we're definitely go-getters. We work hard, and
so and now they're going to give you some kind of feedback on like what do they have, and this is where you get to come back and go, okay, look, confession. That was also a test. That's the last test for today. I'm sorry, but I had to test you there too because there's two things that I find really important in my agency. Number one, that the people that we work with have a goal in mind so that we can actually help you stay on task with that goal and help you hit that goal. And if we do, everybody wins. But two, I also need to know that you have something to bring to the table because my agency doesn't do everything. We do specifically what we're talking about, automations. We're going to be able to help you do what you want to achieve. We can help you do that. However, we can't help people that can't help themselves. You guys have a great team, great infrastructure, great products. This sounds like a perfect fit. So again, sorry for the second test, but I promise there won't be any more tests. But I do have just one last question for you, and that question is, you want to, and this is where we recap what they want. You want to increase your revenue by 15%. And you'd also like to increase lifetime value, and you want to be able to do that because you've got great products, you've got a great service, your customer service is awesome, your customers seem to like you. And the area that you're missing, right? Now we're going to put the problem in right now that they have that we're going to solve. But the area that you're missing is right now a lot of your sales are heavily reliant on an algorithm. You have very little control, or you have less control than you'd like over a lot of your subscribers. And so my last question is, would you like our help with that? Would you like our help to solve that problem?
yeah, absolutely. If you feel like you can solve that problem,
Exactly.
how do
And then we get
started?
to come right in and say, literally, that's what we do. You've got a goal. We can help you hit that goal. You've got a great product and great services that I know that we can absolutely sell more of. Our background is in marketing. We use a very solid, we call it 4 pillars approach to every single promotion that we're going to run for you. Don't say that 3 times fast. Not on a sales call. You might slip up. A 4-pillar approach. It's very easy. I've done it before. And now you sound smart. You sound technical. I've got a very specific 4 pillars approach that we use to marketing campaigns.
Structured. You got
Yeah. I'm happy to walk you through the approach as soon as we sign on as a client. But it sounds like you're a great fit. This, to me, is exactly what I look for in all of our clients. Somebody that I know we can help, somebody that has a lot to bring to the table, who has specific goals, and that needs exactly what we're offering. This sounds absolutely perfect to me. Would you like to know how to get started?
Yep,
Boom.
absolutely. And obviously, that's like best case scenario for a call.
And we can essentially role play to other options. Say somebody says,
I need to talk to my business partner.
I need to talk to my business partner. This is one of the most common, talk to my business partner / send me a proposal is one of the most common outcomes of this call that you're going to get. And what I like to do is and this is uncomfortable the first time you do it, but after the first time you do it, you realize that they're not going to think you're friggin' Satan and you can do this. I always say, look, I totally get it. You got to talk to your business partner. At this point, let me just ask you one quick question. Do you feel like what I'm going to be bringing to the table, what we can do you feel like after our conversation today that we're going to be able to get you those results? You said you wanted to add 15%. I know that my company can do that. Do you think that that's worth my fee?
Yeah, I definitely like everything that you're saying. I just feel like, I need to collaborate.
So if you need to talk to your business partner, here's what I would ask. I would only ask that, obviously right now my company is pretty busy. We work with a bunch of different clients. I've got an open spot to onboard you right now, and I want to be able to secure that spot. Here's what I would ask. You know that what I can offer will get you results. I'd like to lock you in for that spot. So let's do this. If you're just talking to your business owner, you think your business owner is going to like this too, right? Because we're going to be able to add 15% more to your bottom line. So they're going to like it too. You think they'll sign off on this most likely?
Most likely, yeah.
So why don't we do this? Why don't you give me a $500 deposit right now? It's completely refundable. If you talk to your business partner and he just thinks you're absolutely crazy, I'll give you your money back. But by giving me the deposit, I'm going to hold your onboarding slot so we can get your stuff started by next week. That way, me and my team, we can actually secure your spot in there. But if you end up really not, wanting to do it, I'll 100% give you your money back.
It's Sounds good. Why
Perfect. So let's do this. I will, and this is where you actually break into, again, there's more to this, but you'd break into. So what I'm going to do is, so why don't you just go ahead and pull out a credit card. You can just tell me the numbers and I'll go ahead and take that deposit. It's a very simple way of being able to get their deposit. We use Square for our invoicing for our clients. It's super simple. You can create a customer, then you create an invoice for that customer. It takes 2 seconds. It's completely free. Only charge that you get is if I charge him $500, I think they take 1.5%.
Yeah, either when you take
it's
that money
only when
out,
you get the money. It's only when as soon as I bill you, they're taking their percentage.
Yeah, that's right.
And then within 2 days, that money's in my bank account. So this is super, super simple. You can create recurring income invoices out of Square. It's great. You can also use Stripe, which is a free merchant processing system. You could use PayPal if you want. You can use QuickBooks. I really don't care.
There's
a
many
million of them. I use Square because it was just the easiest one. You don't have to sign up for processing. You just literally create an account and it's good to go.
So many.
So again, there's negative outcomes, and obviously you could role play all day potential ways to overcome.
Yeah, we could talk about all the objections, but I think that's probably the most common one, or I need to think about it, or whatever. Yep.
And so, look, here's the cool part. What I hope you guys understand by this point in today's little training is that most of what we're covering here is science. And again, I've discussed this the whole time. Science is repeatable. What we're doing isn't art. It's not something that only one person can do and they are super talented at this and there's all these things. We're using like a strict set of predefined like systems. Now, I have other formats for calls. The 3-call close is a very easy one because it at least lets you kind of go through. I also have a 4-step closing technique that is actually my personal favorite. It's the who, what, why, and how method.
Yep.
That one works great. It takes a little bit longer to explain. We teach everybody in our Pro Academy that technique, but there are many different ways that you guys can go about closing a sale. And if you're really uncomfortable with the way that I just covered it, go online and look up different client closing techniques. You'll find YouTube videos.
I think it's whatever flows for you. Whatever you don't want to sound like you're reading off a script.
That's why I don't like scripts.
You don't want to sound like a robot. I think it's important to kind of make yourself a script. And we were talking about this earlier. It's almost like a cheat sheet in school. Yep. You create the cheat sheet, but by the time you get to the test, you don't even use the cheat sheet because you remember everything.
Studied. Yep.
So to have that flow of a conversation, I think that's really the most important.
It's got to flow. And again, expect 1 or 2 client calls to not flow very well. Go in, just be prepared. You might just, what do you call it? Like you call it like a conversation vomit. You might just go in and be like, oh, here's all this stuff. And I just did all this, blah, blah, blah. And you might blow it. Learn from it. It's going to happen. I've done it. Everybody that I know has done it. I just like using this because it's a framework. Let me ask these questions. Let me go feedback. You're going to be a little off of these questions, right? But at least you've got a framework that you can come back to. After you've had a little side conversation, you come back to this one. These take 20 to 30 minutes to close deals upwards of $8,000 to $10,000.
It's okay if you fail. Like, you're going to fail.
It's not only okay. By the way, this is a mission for another day. But failure is not something that you can do, that you will do. It's something you should do, because failure is the way that you succeed. It's the way that you do everything. Is the willingness to fail is how you can succeed, because you've got to look for the potential failure to be able to get something right.
Yeah, you're going to get off that call and be like, all right, well
yeah,
I need to reevaluate.
And you know what's funny is a lot of people get off a call and they kind of blew it and they never reach back out. Like, reach back out. You already got them on one call. Reach back out. Hey, you know what? I'd like to give me one more shot at this. It's okay. It's all right to do that. Now, what I want to do really quick is I want to run over before we give you guys this like ultimate friggin' amazing solution here. I want to run over pricing structures, because again, I wanted to make sure that we covered all of this stuff. And do me a favor, in the comment sections, please feel free to let me know. Give me a yes, give me a 10 if you guys are loving this stuff, because I'm literally trying to go as fast as we possibly can to cover as much as we can. Different closing techniques. I bet you guys have a lot of notes, which I would love to see, by the way. Feel free, if you have notes, screenshot them, tag me in a story on Instagram. I want to cover the different pricing strategies, and we're going to just cover them relatively quickly. When you first start your agency, My suggestion is go for 1 to 3 free trials, meaning 30 days, the client pays nothing because you need the experience. With experience comes confidence. With confidence comes the ability to charge more, right? It's just that simple. So I like the idea of starting out 1 to 3 clients, 30 days, you pay nothing until I get your results. After 30 days, if you're really happy, stay on as a client. It'd make me super happy. And, I'm only $1,000 a month after that, but I promise you'll make more than that. Easiest way to get in. You make no money up front, which I know stings, but you'll get case studies from this. And you could go offering that to people right now and have a client by the end of 2 days from now. That's very realistic. So free trial model. The next one is what I call a sliding scale. So essentially, I'm trying to see what I would do is the sliding scale model is a little bit more complicated, but it's basically don't pay me anything, but let me keep all the money that I make you. So that one's a lot more complicated. We've never used that one in an e-commerce store.
It's not like an equity based.
No, it's more so like, hey, you're making $10,000 a month now, right? I think what I'm going to do is going to add an additional $2,000 to your bottom line. What we're going to offer you is going to make you more money. So what I want to do is, look, I don't want to put any risk on you. You don't pay me anything. But whatever money that I can prove that I made you through tracking links and however you can prove that you made it, or if you're making 10 grand now and they make 12 next month, we assume that was me, I get to keep it. But if you make an extra 10,000, I also get to keep that. There's no risk on your part, but I get to keep whatever money I make you for the first 30 days. For 60 days. Whatever it is.
Got you. Okay.
Like first time period of that. So maybe you're like, let's do a 90-day trial run. Whatever money I make you on top of whatever you're making right now, I keep. But you will have the ability to now grow your business at the end of 90 days no matter what. Mm-hmm. You'll be making more money. So a lot of times what ends up happening there is I will predict the story. So just so that we're on the same page, you're making $10,000 now. And if I come in, my normal retainer is $1,000 a month. But if I come in and I make you $3,000 next month, you owe me all $3,000. And you've got to be okay with that because there's no risk on your part. I know what I do has value. You obviously don't. I can't blame you. You don't know me from Adam. But if I make you $3 grand, are you going to be okay sending me that check if that's the additional money, right? No risk to you, but that's the downside. A lot of times what happens, and I guarantee this will happen, clients will go, you said your retainer was $1,000? I'll just do that then.
Yep.
I'll just do that. Because they don't, no, yeah, you're right. I know this is going to work, or at least I feel like it's going to work.
If your retainer's only $1,000, I don't want to have to pay you $3,000.
I don't want to owe you $3,000. I don't want to look back and go, oh, man, I got to write this guy a check for $3,000. He told me I could pay him $1,000. So that one works really well, that typical method. I also like no upfront fees, but a monthly retainer. That's another method. So you might go in and say, Travis, you're trying to think of what pricing you can offer right now. You might go in and be like, well, I want to offer this. How do I offer it? One of the easier ways, if you're actually got a couple of clients, you're doing things the right way, is, hey, no setup fees. I'm waiving my setup fees, right? My setup fees are normally $3,000. I'm waiving them for you. You just pay my monthly retainer. That's an easier way, obviously, again, to get in. And then the last way that I really love, oh, and by the way, one thing I really need to focus on, and I put this in my notes specifically, I even circled it and put it in bold, is there's a lot of people who are going to be watching this and they're thinking $1,000 a month, for what you showed me yesterday, maybe I get it. The number one problem that's going to hold most of you guys back when it comes to pricing at $1,000 or more a month is you are shopping with your own wallet. Business owners that have successful businesses do not look at $1,000 a month as being a lot of money. They don't. And that's because, and again, I wanted to talk about this. My business has over $70,000 a month in overhead. If somebody was offering something to me that could increase my bottom line by 10%, 15%, and I was already a profitable company, and it was only going to cost me $1,000 to add that on, I'm adding that on in a heartbeat, right? Because it's so insignificant to my normal bottom line budget that it's not going to change anything for me. Your $1,000 a month for one of your clients isn't going to make or break most of them. So don't look at $1,000 a month from your perspective, because if you're not making $1,000 a month now with client work, you're going to think that seems expensive.
Yep.
But the clients don't look at it that way. Successful companies don't look at it that way. Like we, at night, we have that Beam drink. I got you guys, the guys in my office, do this Beam drink. I drink it every single night. I love it. It's like a CBD nighttime drink. Do you think Beam would be at all affected if I charged them $1,000 or $2,000 a month to help them make these sequences?
They would laugh.
Like, it'd be super cheap.
They would probably mute the phone and
laugh at me.
Laugh about it.
$2,000 for what he's saying he's going to do.
What is this guy saying?
Because I'm going to make them so many more sales, and they know the lifetime value of their business is a lot higher because it's all recurring. A lot of it's recurring. $2,000 a month is nothing for these brands. So big piece of advice that I want you guys to leave all of this with is do not shop with your own wallet. Don't make your pricing based on what you could afford. Make it based off of what you're worth and what the businesses can afford. That being said, I use what we call a hybrid model, and the hybrid model is upfront fees plus monthly retainer due at signing, because I'm worth it. I can be picky and choosy on who works with me. Oh, you want to work with me? You owe me $3,500 to set it up and $1,500 a month, and then we can get going. And that's what we charge clients. That works for us. It absolutely smashes for us. I think one of the times we did it was like $5,000 up front and $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
And it works because we get them results, and they know, okay, $7,500, and the quickest equation is, am I going to make more than that? I think this is going to make me more than that. Let's go.
Yeah, and we're not like hesitant about saying that
Yeah.
price because
not
we
like,
know
well,
it's going to work. We know what we do has value.
But
not
again,
like,
that comes from confidence.
Yeah.
You've got to have confidence, which is why I suggest most people when they start their agency start off by not charging any fees up front.
Get that confidence.
Get the confidence. And here's what I want to do. At this point, we've covered all of the pricing models. We've covered how we actually reach out to clients. We've covered one technique for actually like closing those clients. Now what I want to do is I want to bring all of this home. I want to make this really resonate, and I want to give you guys something that literally pulls all of it together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys about exactly how to make this into a structured framework that you guys can follow. So we're going to roll that module now. All right, everybody. So now you're either thinking that you want to do this or you don't really care to, and that's something that I want you to think about right now. At this point, we've covered basically everything that really matters. So you should know already whether or not running an agency and doing this stuff actually resonates with you. So if you're choosing not to have an agency because you'd like to chase some shiny object and maybe open a store to compete with the other 1.4 million stores out there, or you want to spend money on ads like 8 million other advertisers and figure out the rising ad costs, that's totally fine. But if that's the case, you don't need to be here anymore. After all, you've clearly got a lot to do. The rest of this message is for anybody who actually feels the butterflies in their stomach about having an agency and being able to sleep in on a Tuesday and have a stable of 5 to 10 happy clients paying 4 and even 5 figures. If you're somebody who wants more control over their time, the ability to work from wherever they want, when they want, somebody who wants to work with clients that actually gets results and gets results quickly without the headache of having to offer some insanely complicated service, somebody whose work ethic, this is very important, somebody whose work ethic matches their ambition, and you realize that you have to put in effort, but you want to do something that has a high likelihood of success, if that sounds like you, pay very close attention. I know what everybody here, if you're watching now at this point, I know what everybody wants. A successful agency where you have 5 to upwards of 25 clients paying $1,000 a month. You want to be able to wake up in the morning knowing that you have clients paying you, clients that you enjoy working with, clients that have successful businesses on their own, and you get to help make them more successful. I know what that feels like because I started there too. All while also knowing that all of your work will be done by noon, giving you the rest of the afternoon to do whatever you want. And that is not some pitch and plea to the, oh, everybody who wants to live on your own terms. That's just genuinely what it is. All while also knowing that all of your work will be done by noon. I already said that one. At this point, you want to make it. You want to actually win. I have spoken to thousands of people over the last couple of years, and I can tell you, I know that all of you guys out there, you want it bad enough. There's a lot of you that really want it bad enough. You just haven't caught the right break. In order to achieve this goal, you're going to need a few things. Let's imagine this is a hike up a steep mountain, right? Starting a successful business is a lot like hiking up a steep mountain. It's very doable, and thousands of people just like you have already done it. But you don't want to start that journey without being fully prepared, right? So I want to now get you fully decked out. But you realize that all of this is no small ask. You've tried stuff before that likely didn't work. You aren't super confident because of the past failures, and you want to know that this is something that you can do. After creating my own profitable agency and helping countless others create theirs, I've nailed down exactly what it takes to make this happen. So pay very close attention. In order to create a high profit agency quickly and without the massive risk of failure, you need 3 specific things. First thing that you're going to need is a map. The business model that we are using is very much like the gold rush. This Instagram, DM automation, being able to help people with their marketing, it's a gold rush. There's massive amounts of opportunity out there, and not a lot of people know about it yet. So the first thing that you need to be able to strike gold is a map of how to get to the gold. The next thing that you're going to need is tools. Let's face it, without Chatmatic, you literally can't do this. But with software, it's insanely easy. You guys saw yesterday as we actually made a campaign, and we'll be sharing the results with you of those campaigns here in a minute. But that campaign's generated almost 300 subscribers for me in 24 hours. And it all happened with a software using a campaign that we made in less than 30 minutes. So again, this can be made very, very simple. You literally watch us create and launch that campaign yesterday. And again, 263 subscribers overnight, instantly. The software makes all of this easy, fun, and it gives you the control over this incredible market. The last thing that you're going to need is a guide. You would not hike a mountain without a guide. And again, this is the gold rush of 2021 going into 2022, and I'm sure most of you can see that. With over 120 million businesses, and let's be real, it's over 200 million really, that need this help, our ability to help them using one simple software, a lot of people are going to be able to build a dream business with this. And I'm not even kidding. Already we've covered in just this training, we've covered how you can actually get clients, how you can close clients, what you would do for those clients, different techniques, different kinds of Instagram pages, how much opportunity this is, and how much they actually need your help. Now, there are 2 ways to tackle this particular gold rush. You can do it alone, or you can do it with a crew. I genuinely, in my core, believe that almost everybody has a shot at making this work if you follow the simple steps that we've laid out in this training. I can't say that about everything that I've done in the past. Not every business that I've ever created is something that everybody else would be able to do. This one, I really, honestly, genuinely believe that just about anybody could have success with this because there's so many potential clients, and the work that we do for those clients isn't as complicated as a lot of other things out there. But some of you want a quote-unquote better than maybe chance of really pulling this off and creating a 5 or 6 figure agency. You don't want to just hope that maybe this time is the time. You see the potential of your market and you know your timing is perfect, but you want to be sure. No more screwing around and tiptoeing into a business. You want this to work and you're ready to commit. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. After 12 years and thousands of successful students, I've identified the single biggest factor to somebody's success. trying to go it alone or trying to figure it out as you go. This is a recipe for a ton of wasted time and failure. And what ends up happening when you have a ton of wasted time and a ton of failure is it's hard to rebound. It's hard to bounce back. It's hard to keep going because all you've done is hit a brick wall. You need to be able to bypass those. I see it every day. I want you guys to realize that building a business is a lot like climbing Mount Everest. It absolutely can be done and has been done by many people, but almost no one tries to climb Mount Everest alone without a guide. Why, for some reason, we feel like building a business should be a solo journey is beyond me. Building a business on your own is one of the single most difficult things to do in the world. If you can make that easier by not having to do it solo, you absolutely should, and it will skyrocket your potential of success, right? Don't you think that it would make it significantly easier for everybody who's watching this to be able to actually get results if you had somebody helping you, if you had a guide helping you on an ongoing basis to ensure that you don't get stuck? Imagine hiking Mount Everest and having a guide who's already done it hundreds of times. It's going to be easier not to get lost, easier not to get stuck, easier to actually find the right routes. Now imagine having the map to the gold, the tools to dig it up, and a guide helping you accomplish this. That's the best way to ensure success. So I've created something that gives you the best of all worlds. I've created something that gives you the map, the software, and the guide all at the same time. Don't believe me? Let me show you what we've done in the past.
Not only did I conquer my fear and learned this amazing platform, I became a bot building queen.
I learned so many techniques that blew my mind.
Blown away. Huge amounts of knowledge, amazingly useful, not only on topic but off topic.
There's just nothing else like it out there. I don't think anybody realizes the power.
You cannot go wrong with Chatmatic Pro Academy and Travis and his team.
If Pro Academy was transformative for me, it can be transformative for anyone.
The course itself over-delivered, if I can say that.
I would do it over in a second. It's been a great investment for myself, for my company, and for my clients.
2 weeks into the course, I had one lead into getting a client. That client was confirmed from the whole branch. The deal was signed, the setup fee was paid, and I've now got a monthly income. And guess what? At the end of this course, right now, I've got 2 paying clients.
I potentially have 5 clients. The money has been paid for this course with Pro Academy.
One of the things I learned that helped me recoup the money that I invested in this boot camp was to just pick one niche and become like solid in that. And that's what I did. And I've been able to get deal after deal after deal.
I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. I've got all this knowledge. I've got a marketing agency going. I'm blown away. This is amazing.
I'm really glad that I now have this new knowledge and skill to grow my business and to pass on to my clients.
I've made my money back, and I knew I dove in mainly because of this client and the potential and seeing the bots and what they can do and how we can generate and build our lists and make and build an empire.
Changing your life is possible if you want to. You just need to make the decision and commit to execute a game-changing plan. And if you finally decide to plunge into this adventure, welcome to the Chatmatic Pro family.
All right, guys, introducing, not for the first time, but for the first time in a long time, Chatmatic Pro Academy. Most of you guys may have never seen this before. I want to walk you through what Chatmatic Pro Academy is. All of those videos that you just saw, all those testimonials that you just saw are from previous Chatmatic Pro Academy members. We know how to get people results. Now, Pro Academy is our exclusive guided mentorship program that takes our members from scratch to building a profitable agency in just 8 weeks. I have outlined the exact journey that you need to take to become successful as an agency owner. And it takes about 8 weeks, factoring in all criteria. And I say that because most of you guys can't spend all day, every day working. Most of you guys can't spend all of your spare time. Maybe some of you have kids. Trust me, I get it. There are things that might on the surface hinder you or hold you back. That's why I have laid this out in an 8-week formula instead of doing like a super massive sprint where we expect people to get results in a week. That's just not realistic. You can absolutely get clients in a week, but everybody, for the most part, can be successful in an 8-week stint. The structure of Pro Academy is very simple because simple is fast and fast is profitable. We meet up 2 times a week for 8 weeks during Pro Academy. We meet up on Mondays and Thursdays. On Mondays, I teach you the tasks that you'll be completing that week. On Thursday, we discuss how those tasks are going for you in a public forum style layout. So on Thursdays, pretty much everybody gets to kind of tell us how things are going for them. So instead of taking a course and being on your own, you have accountability and me personally helping you navigate this new business, which is something that you just can't find very many places. The video that I just showed you guys before was of our last Pro Academy where over 40 people reported getting clients and collecting payments for their agency. And a lot of them are here watching this video with you guys now. In the comment sections, you'll see we have nothing to hide. Our Pro Academy members are absolutely stellar, and we're in love with our last one. But they didn't have Instagram. This Instagram stuff literally just came out 2 months ago. Nobody has gone through a Pro Academy geared towards getting Instagram clients. The opportunity that is in front of you is now easily 5 to 10 times bigger than anything that I've had the ability to teach before because the market's never been this primed for a system like we have right now. But Pro Academy is much more than just 8 weeks of training. I've created a team environment that nearly guarantees your success with Chatmatic and in your agency. We have 4 coaches that we're bringing along that are coming along inside this program. And those coaches all have successful agencies, and they have or they are working for clients right now using Chatmatic. We've set it up so that each coach will be hosting office hours during Pro Academy. So now you meet with us on Mondays to learn that week's curriculum for growing your business, and you'll get 4 office hours from one of our coaches throughout the week. Then you get Thursday accountability calls. Trust me when I tell you this is as close to us forcing you into a successful agency as we can get. Pro Academy covers everything. Everything that you will need to have a successful offering, to be successful, offering simple services to businesses on Instagram. Everything that you'll need to start charging $1,000 to $2,000 a month for automations that we are going to literally give you. Here's just a glimpse of what you get inside when you join Pro Academy. 6 bulletproof campaign frameworks. You guys heard us cover those on Tuesday. We actually have a 12 video pre-recorded modules coming out. And essentially those outline the exact campaign frameworks that we covered. It'll walk you through each individual step, why we put certain messages where, how certain things function. So you'll actually be able to go through these 12 videos that nobody else will see. And it'll break down exactly how we set up the structure for our client campaigns. You'll leave those videos basically armed with the exact technique that you need in much more depth. We obviously showed you what it was, but in that system, we actually break it down. We have an on video or like an on camera video that's me describing it. And then we also have an over my shoulder screen recording video as well of every single one of the frameworks. You're also going to get our guaranteed 5-figure client getting outreach techniques. Another set of pre-recorded trainings that will outline exactly how to reach out to clients, what to say, and our exact framework that will get you clients. Now, we talked about cold email marketing. I'm sure a lot of you would like to know what do you say in your emails? How do you structure your cold emails? We teach all of that in just one of our 5-figure client getting outreach techniques. We're also going to be teaching the cold and warm DM strategy and exactly what to do. Live examples of me actually doing it. You'll watch as I do things like go on podcasts, how I actually find podcasts and get on them. All of our outreach techniques we're going to be covering in more depth through these pre-recorded videos that you guys will get as being a member of Pro Academy. You're also going to get our paint by numbers style results getting templates. So you already saw the framework templates before. What would it be like if I just gave you them? That's what we do inside of Pro Academy. Not only that, any templates that we create during Pro Academy, so in one of our trainings, I'll be creating a template. I'll be giving that to every single member in Pro Academy as we go through it. So you'll literally have access to these templates right away. You can start putting them out, showing them to clients, giving them demos, you name it. All done for you the day that we do them in Pro Academy. And you'll also get access to those frameworks, those templates, so that you can upload them and put them in your Chatmatic account as soon as we start Pro Academy. You're also going to get access to an exclusive Pro Academy Super Connector group. Now, this is one of those times where I was talking about before, being in groups with other people that are on your same team makes a very big deal. There's a lot of times what happens in our group is some of the Pro Academy members will say, well, I'm going after this niche, but I've got a friend in this other niche. Does anybody in here work in that niche? And you can actually get clients from our other Pro Academy members because you've now got a team of other people that are on your side. This group is massively, massively important. You learn a lot from the other members in the group, and it helps hold you accountable and keep you motivated. You're also going to get our Goldmine Valet, our 8-week program structure. So that is basically what we're calling the 8-week structure of Pro Academy. I've laid out these 8 weeks to focus on ensuring that you leave with clients. That's our goal. This is better than a roadmap. It is a valet driver. You're also going to get 24 hours of tactical training time. That's the 4-hour week of our coaches. You're actually going to be able to, you'll be getting that. So again, 4 hours a week of live office training where you're going to be able to attend a webinar or a Zoom call basically with one of our coaches every week. And the way that I've structured it is each coach has a week that they know the most about. So again, for instance, one of our coaches is going to be Trent, who you guys have met through the course of this training series. Trent's going to be doing 2 of those weeks. So let's say it's one of the weeks when we talk about how to provide results for clients. He's going to be one of the coaches during those weeks. So now you actually have 4 hours of his time where he'll be sitting there waiting for you to come, waiting for you to ask questions, and he'll be showing you more in depth what I taught on Monday. So you'll be getting more in-depth analysis on that every single week. Plus, and I think this is one of the most important pieces, you're going to get our 1,000 proven A-list clients. What if I was to hand you a list of 1,000 potential clients that we have already pre-vetted and we know they would be perfect clients? A list of 1,000 with contact email, with phone number, with physical address, with their store, with their Instagram handle, so you can do your own research. You can reach out to them all individually to make sure that you already have a list of clients coming in. Now, again, 1,000 of them, if you send 10 emails a day, that would take, 100 days to be able to get through all of them. But I can guarantee you'd get a handful of clients that way. And that's my goal. My goal with Pro Academy is to make sure that everybody gets clients, and that's what we're going to do. And for the first time this year, Pro Academy enrollment for our Instagram training modules is now officially open. You guys can go to pro.chatmatic.com/book. It is pro.chatmatic.com/book, and you can actually book a call with our enrollment team. We do not have an open purchase membership because A, we can't take just everybody who wants to buy. B, you've got to go through and we've got to make sure that you know everything that goes into the program and that you're committed. You speak to somebody on an enrollment team, they will tell you everything that goes into Chatmatic Pro Academy, all the things that you'll need. They'll make sure that you have software access. They'll make sure that you have access to Pro Academy, and they'll walk you through the stuff that's important that you know ahead of time. But you have to book a call with our team. It's also super important that you guys understand this is not a salesy push call. At this point, you know what Pro Academy is. You know what's inside the program. We just want to be able to make sure that you guys are a right fit for us and that you feel secure in your move to join and that you're ready to make the investment and that you're committed. We'll give you all the details on that when you actually have your call. So we're going to be starting Pro Academy at the end of September and early October. So remember, this is 8 weeks. We're going through it as a group all together for 8 straight weeks. Now, until we actually start Pro Academy, starting next week, I'll be doing pre-content training sessions, one training a week, where we basically come on and do some early Q&As leading you up to your Pro Academy journey. At this point, it's time to level up. It's time to go pro, guys. All of the details on price and enrollment dates are going to be discussed in the call with our team. And again, there is no pressure to enroll. I don't want anybody here to feel like, oh, they're going to force me to do it. We are going to challenge you inside the program, yes, but we are not going to challenge you and force you to get into the program. That should feel like, I know 100%, this is the team I want to move with. This is the opportunity I want to make a move on. I know I'm ready for it. This is absolutely the way that I'm going to start making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I'm ready. I'm committed. If you feel that way and you're here and you're ready to do it, let's go. You can go to pro.chatmatic.com/book and you can book your call. And in fact, again, not everybody is a fit for pro, so you might not be invited to attend. You might not be invited to enroll in the first place. If we feel like there is something that will dramatically hinder you and not be able to get you results, we don't invite you into the program. That is not how our program works. We need you to get success so that we can then leverage it in the future. You do not have to do all of this on your own. Building a business is hard enough as it is. Doing it on your own makes it damn near impossible. And we have a proven platform that gets results every single time somebody uses it. You just have to choose whether or not you want results bad enough to commit. That's it. Let me ask everybody here who's watching. You guys all realize that it's very realistic at this point to be able to get 10 clients, right? It's very realistic to think there's enough clients out there. They're available. They know they need this. It's easy to convince them they need this, and it's easy for me to provide these results. So 10 should feel, for the first time maybe in your life, 10 clients should feel very, very doable. So regardless of your niche, 10 clients is almost too low of a target, honestly. Gaming niche, even the knitting niche, outdoors, survival, you name it, there are 10 clients on Instagram that could use your help. It's that simple. 10 clients at $1,000 a month, which is about the minimum you're going to be charging, is $10,000 a month or $120,000 a year. That's what we're talking about here. Not one client, maybe if you get lucky. This is a system. It's science. It's repeatable. We're going to give it to you and you can use it. We're going to walk you through it for 8 straight weeks. This is our goal for all of our Pro Academy members. So again, pro.chatmatic.com/book. Now, we're going to be taking and helping you guys through the software, helping you through the action steps, and through closing clients. Now, here's a deal that I make for everybody. If for whatever reason you go through Pro Academy and you've had sales calls and you can't get people to close, I will actually get on a sales call for you and help you close a deal. I know that Pro Academy works, and I have faith in you, and I want to be able to help make this work. So you guys are going to see, we're going to make this an absolute no-brainer. It's almost a can't-fail scenario. This is how you can join a high-impact, exclusive community of people that are going to that next level, that are getting clients, that are charging clients $1,000 to $2,000 a month and beyond, and to be able to actually make a change to the world as you know it. If you're ready to get results and learn from the best and with the best and create something that could actually give you the income that you want on terms that you want, schedule a call with our team below. This is the best way to increase your likelihood of success while reducing the time it takes to get it done. It's the ultimate win-win scenario. So I want you guys now to go to the booked page. Is it on? Oh, it's not on. It's on that one. Oh, got it. I want you guys now to go ahead and go to the booked call page if you know that this is the move for you. pro.chatmatic.com/book. Again, it's not going to be a call where you're forced into anything. If it's the right move for you, we will work with you on everything from payment plans to discussing payment options to getting you full information on the actual enrollment itself. But what I wanted to do here at the end is 2 little pieces. Now you guys have the link, which I think there's a way that we can show the link even when I'm talking, right? We can put like a thing on there that shows the link. We'll try to add that to the page just in case you guys can't see it. What I want to do is I wanted to take you guys through, and I want to talk with Trent as we do this. what I'm holding right here is the actual official outline of our Chatmatic Pro Academy. This is the like full outline of all the material that we actually cover in sort of like bullets. And I want to skip mostly into the sequence techniques and lead gen. We've talked a lot about, for instance, contests. You saw us run a contest, but you weren't able to actually see everything that might go into running it for a client, how to like build the campaign. Some of you guys have never built a campaign in Chatmatic. You'd obviously like some help being able to do that.
Yeah.
One of the things that is so great about what we do at Pro Academy is, imagine this. On Monday of, it'll probably be weeks 1 and 2, you're going to be watching me make campaigns in Chatmatic on Monday. Then let's say Trent's got office hours that week as one of our coaches. Now on Tuesday, you go and attend a 2-hour-long training that he hosts where he's also building them. Now you've got 2 to 3 hours worth of over-the-shoulder training for people who actually do this in 2 days.
And you're able to ask questions, especially during that office hour.
The office hour one is specifically for that. On Monday, I'm going to be showing you how to do it. I don't expect you to have it right. Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever the office hours is, which you guys will see during Pro Academy, you'll be able to go to him and say, hey, when you were doing that, how did you do that one step? And that's the whole point of the office hours, is for you to come in and ask those specific questions. So that way you're getting, because a lot of times what happens is you'll start a course, for instance, you'll watch me do something or somebody else do something, and you'll try it yourself, boom, brick wall. Now I got to wait and I got to figure out who I can answer, blah, blah, blah. Pro Academy is set up to be able to be like, oh, brick wall, but it's only like for less than 24 hours. Now so-and-so is going to break me through that.
And this is something I wanted to bring up because it's a common question, right? A lot of you guys may have a full-time job, so you may not make it to that live training on Monday that Travis shows, but you'll have access to the replay right away. So how do you get your questions answered that you may have? Well, my office hours, for example, will be, and I haven't ironed it out exactly, but either that early in the morning, like a before work, or preferably for me, like an after work, like a 6, 7, or 8 p.m. That's Eastern time because we're in
Well, we're going to
Florida.
have flexible coaches hours, basically.
Flexible,
so we'll
yes.
have, like,
That's
if you're
what I was
in
going.
Australia or UK and morning in East time would work better for you, but you're in California, so evening would work better for you. One of the days is going to be morning, like a different time than the evening time. So
yeah, so like a Tuesday versus a Friday, they're going to be different, or Tuesday versus Wednesday.
That, and then also you'll be able to watch the replays. We'll also, as soon as you get access to the group, you'd be able to ask questions ahead of time. So after our Monday session, you have a specific question. You're in a much smaller group now. We can actually focus on your questions. So you ask the question, I then see it, he sees it, then Tuesday's call, he does it. Even if you can't come live, he's actually able to answer your question and show that specific thing. And then we post those replays so that you have access to them whenever you can watch them. But I'm looking here just at lead gen, contests, VIP. So we want to be able to teach you guys the nuts and bolts of like how to run a contest, how to run it successfully, so that you can go into somebody who's practiced and they're good at running giveaways, and you can go in and be like, here's our structure for it. Here's the things you should know. That way you sound like an expert right away, even if you don't have any experience there. We're also talking about VIP collection, the monthly calendar trick that we use to be able to get new campaigns out, what those campaigns look like, lead magnet campaigns. And one of the other things that we definitely didn't cover here, but I want you guys to be able to know, especially in Pro Academy, to make you a pro at this, is ads. I'm going to show you guys how to take what we're doing, put it on steroids by running ads. Now, do you want to run ads? Maybe not, but I'm going to show you a gangbuster way that's pretty much guaranteed to actually get high-level results using very specific messenger campaigns. We're going to run through that, and then again, you've got office hours of people who can help you do those things, so that's super important. Then we roll through, and we talk about the monetization factor of it. So I look at the first campaigns that we're going to teach them to build as list building, right? Mostly list building, but you're going to generate sales. Then we get into monetization, sponsored messages, emails, SMS, holiday weekends, and promos and content. How can you actually make money for these clients? That's something that we're going to be teaching you guys as well. And it's worth noting, we've spent 3 days, over 2 hours a day here, teaching you from literally the core of our soul on information. And we haven't been able to cover everything because that's how much information is here, but we know it from inside and out. That's why 8 weeks is about what I think it takes for you to actually come in and feel leaving and leave feeling like I know everything that there is to know about this space. I'm comfortable. I can have a conversation. I'm working with clients. And in fact, my goal again is for everybody by the end of 8 weeks to have a client, at least one client. That then pays your enrollment fee to Chatmatic Pro Academy. Everybody's happy. If you can get one,
you can get 2, you can get 5, you can get 10.
If you can get one doing any of these techniques that I taught over this training, you'll be able to get 2, 3, and 5. And then the first one makes it easier to get your second. The second makes it easier to get your third. Then we actually have focused weeks specifically on Instagram so that all members understand the platform. We'll be taking you through Instagram stories, posts, the Discover tab, the algorithm, influencers, brands, collaborations, shout out pages, the DM culture, how TikTok plays a role in Instagram, the different call to actions in Instagram, the profiles, highlights, tagging. There's a decent amount to know about. I can cover all of that in more depth in about half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour. And that gives you guys now, wow, I know a ton about Instagram. I know how to do a call to action in a story. I know what those primary call to actions are. I want you guys to come in, regardless of what your knowledge base is, ready to just soak it all in. And that's what we've got this outline for. Then we actually go into our outreach techniques. So this will be a full week on this. Cold email. We're going to be teaching you guys our automation system for cold email. This is actually pretty cool. We gave you a list. Everybody who's joining Pro Academy is going to get a list of 1,000 businesses that they can reach out to. These are all going to be brands that have over 10,000 followers on Instagram. I want you to take a second and think about what I just said. A literal list of 1,000 businesses that you know already have a need for the product and service that you're providing.
And it's complete. There's email, phone number.
Multiple emails in most of them.
Phone numbers. There's the URL to their Instagram, obviously.
Instagram, so Twitter, Facebook, URL to their website. All of it's in there. So there's 2 techniques that we're going to teach you guys to use. First one is manual cold email, 10 a day. When you're completed with that, 10 goes to 20, and then 20 goes to 30. When you've completed that, we're also going to show you a way to automate this process so that you can plug in a list of 10,000 emails and it'll cold email out to them based on the same strategy. We'll be teaching you exactly how to do that. That's just cold email. Then we'll be working on your friends, family, and following. We'll be teaching you a really cool technique for getting clients using YouTube, which I didn't mention here, but there's a good strategy there. Going to and or speaking at events and podcasts. Hosting events. I've got a really cool technique for hosting events that could get you 2 to 5 different clients. Using Facebook groups and also reaching out to connectors and agents. Man, it literally goes on.
Yeah, things that we talked about today, but we can only scratch the surface on.
Right, and we've been here for over 2 hours already.
And
we
2.5 hour
a lot of what I feel like hopefully is good information for you guys. Then we go into closing deals. My 4-question close, my 3-question close, how and when to send invoices and what to use, getting paid what you're worth. That's a big one. We'll talk a lot about mindset throughout this program as well. But and then also proposals. We'll be giving you guys an example proposal that you can send over to your clients, making it easy. If somebody really wants a proposal, you can send it to them. Then we get into client management, how to actually manage 15 clients, managing expectations, your client updates, setting the tone for the relationship with your client is huge. We're dealing with that right now.
Very important.
Dealing with losing a client. That's a big one because that's going to be a realistic thing.
Yep.
What does the client want? Sharing the side effects, getting referrals, and standard operating procedures. We're going to be breaking it all down for you guys. The standard operating procedures alone, knowing what to do when a business signs up with you, knowing exactly what steps to take because that's what we take. It's going to be really great for you guys. And then scaling out of being a solopreneur. A lot of you guys, by week 8, we're going to be talking about how to scale out of being a solopreneur. Travis, I want to make a lot of money, but I don't want to have to do it all myself all the time. I will teach you how you can hire a team and input our standard operating procedures, teach them our system, They get clients, they get results for the clients, but you keep the money and you pay them.
And it really depends on your goals. Like maybe you're happy with your 10
100%.
clients and your 10K
If you're
a month,
making $10,000 a month working with 10 clients, are you not just going to be like, all right, this is pretty cool for a while? There may come a day where you're like, now I want to get to 20 and I want to scale.
Yeah,
but
maybe
100%.
Or maybe you're content
not.
with your 10 clients.
Look, I'll be straight. I know a lot of both stay-at-home dad and stay-at-home moms who want to make an extra $3 to $5 grand a month. And that's like their happy zone. They don't want more work. They don't want more hassle. They don't want more headache. That is absolutely doable.
And
super simple.
You could do it in an hour a week.
And I bet it could be done inside of 30 days.
Yeah.
I bet it actually could be done inside of
really?
Pro Academy. I bet it could be done in inside of our 4 weeks, because the first 4 weeks teach you the confidence inside the platform. The last 4 weeks teach you the outreach techniques, how to get clients, what to do, how to close, things like that. But I think you'll be able to get some results and some things happening well before that. But I mean, you can see here our outline. This is bulletproof. This is results driven. This is what we do. This is proven. And
is there a way for them to get that outline?
You guys can join us. If you schedule your call with our team, we'll be able to get you that outline. Anybody who has a call with our team, on the call, after the call, our enrollment team will be able to get you a link to the full outline so you guys have it. There's also a little bit more in here. It does say, it tells you about the 1,000 influencers or brands with contact email, DM, outreach. The calls are Monday and Thursday. Let's see. Each week we teach a critical concept, from building sequences to sending progress updates to clients, so on and so forth. So it's all broken down in there. But yeah, man, I feel like at this point, what I'm hoping for after 3 days of this is two things. Number one, I hope that everybody feels like they got a massive amount of value, because we did literally try to share everything we possibly could. I mean, there's just, I didn't hold anything back from any of this, aside from there's just not enough time to cover it all. That's why a guided program makes so much more sense. The last thing I wanted to do was create some sort of training program where you have to go through it on your own, because 90% of people who do that get stuck. Almost everybody I know gets stuck. I've taken courses. You get 4 modules in and you're like, all right, whatever. There's no accountability. There's no structure. There's no next week I have to do this. That's why what we created at Pro Academy, it just works. Our previous clients at Pro Academy loved Pro Academy, and there's a reason for that.
It keeps getting better and better with each one. I think I'm really excited for this one, obviously with Instagram. But
that's the thing, man. I feel bad, not that I could do anything, but I feel bad because I wish this could have been Pro Academy all the time.
Yeah.
Like the Instagram thing being such a massive opportunity. Like I've said 120 million businesses multiple times on this, but like if you really say it a few times, 120 million businesses, and try to think about how many businesses your brain can conceptualize. 120 million is like 120,000 times more businesses than I'll ever see in my whole life.
Yeah, I always think of that grain of rice thing,
yeah,
the
stacks of rice. Yeah, and it's like 1 grain of rice versus this room full of rice. Yeah. That's how many clients there are out there, and there's so few people that are going to be going through Pro Academy because it's a time investment, it's a financial investment, it's a dedication and a commitment and a consistency, that the ability for us to be able to help those who go through it get clients is just staggering. One other really cool side effect of going through Pro Academy is whenever Chatmatic has new customers come in that want an agency to help them, the Pro Academy members are the first people we send them to, because obviously if we don't have time to work with a client, we want to send them to the people that we know have the most information, and that's our pro users.
Yeah, we're very selective with
and so
we have a software.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to work with everybody, so certain clients aren't in our wheelhouse, so we don't take them. But this is your chance, guys, to join Team Chatmatic. As you can see here, Team Chatmatic. Join the team. Join our pro group. Again, we're starting at the end of this month, beginning of October. As of next week, if you are in Pro Academy, you'll be doing our pre-content, which is basically a lot of Q&A and just some sort of early strategy sessions for those of you guys that want to go to that next level. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, Pro Academy is the best program that I've ever put out. If you've gotten any value from this, the value in Pro Academy is stacked exponentially higher. And I know that the results that are going to come out of that are going to be amazing. And here's what I don't want to have happen. I don't want somebody to be like, well, I don't know. It's just, I definitely want results, but I'm not going to book a call, and therefore I'm not going to enroll. And then November hits, and then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, I probably could have $2,000 a month coming in from clients. Like, I realistically could. And I can't stress enough that, like, the amount of time it takes to do this stuff, like you guys all saw yesterday live, Trent, Bill, who's more practiced at building campaigns than most of you are, right? So, like, obviously that's fair. But, you know, it took him half an hour to make a giveaway campaign for me that at this point.
We got to look at the results for that.
I'll tell everybody the stats here. Let's see what we got.
You said you had a couple hundred emails, right?
I already had, I'll refresh both stats. Emails and the actual campaign. I think the campaign stats are backlogged a little bit, but my actual list, 302 subscribers.
Wow.
From the Instagram, from the actual Instagram sequence. And then let's look here.
Wow.
In Chatmatic, I'll go to my page. I'm up to 790 subscribers on Instagram, so I'm getting a lot of subscribers. Let's look at the trigger here. It is showing me right now 182 people have engaged with my my contest. But here's the really cool news, and this is what makes everybody worth so much more money who's watching this. Let's see. The actual campaign was delivered to 177 people. Out of them, they were all asked to give an email. Out of the 177 that got that question, will you give us your email? 171 gave us their email. Somebody here tell me there's a better opt-in rate anywhere on the planet.
What about SMS?
Let's just focus on one thing real fast.
Okay.
In a giveaway, normally Instagram brands only get followers.
Yep.
I got followers and 171 email addresses. That's just right out the gate. I am making more money in the lifetime because I've actually gotten something from everybody who joined this giveaway versus a follower that may not see my next post.
Yep.
That in and of itself, I literally can't stress this enough. I'm like freaking out in my own head thinking 42.4 million giveaway posts on Instagram. None of them are doing this.
And even if those people unfollow you, let's say in a month they unfollow you,
I've still got them on email.
Yep.
I need to say it again. 42.4 million posts on Instagram. None of them are doing this. That's unbelievable. And you guys all have the power to do it, and you can set it up in 30 minutes. Oh, and join Pro Academy, and you get our actual framework of this exact sequence. You get the full-on framework with the emails already in place, the SMS already in place, the message sequence is already in place. What? If all you did was offer better giveaways, you'd be able to charge $1,000 per giveaway. Let's just say that's all you did.
Yeah.
I'm going to improve on your next giveaway. It's $1,000 a giveaway. I'll set up all the mechanics. I'll do the sequence. I'll build your email
typically
list.
brands do them once a month, but if you go to a giveaway page, sometimes they do it three times.
Here's a cool model. I talked about the hybrid pricing model. This is what we teach in Pro Academy. Let's say you set that up for $1,000 a giveaway. Maybe you do it once a month, right? So now you're making $1,000 a month either way. And I'll take 20% of revenue from the email and SMS list. So don't pay me anything monthly, but I'll take money whenever I make money.
Yeah.
And I'll use a special discount code tied to me that only the sales that use that discount code are tied to me. And so if I make you an additional $10,000 in 3 months, hey, I get my $2. Or you can pay me $1,000 a month retainer.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to get that back in. But look at this stat. Out of 171 people who gave me their email, 170 of them gave me their mobile number.
Wow.
All but one.
Wow.
That's
I did not know you were going to say
That's
that number.
Stupid. You can see right here. These are the stats. Can't lie right here, guys. 171 delivered. So it was 177 opted in, 171 messages delivered, 170 delivered to the text message.
Wow.
That's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Those are
And
some
all of them
stats.
got the email, which is in the step above. And we could extend on this if we want to. I could broadcast right now to everybody who joined the giveaway because it's within 24 hours. There's just so much that I want to be able to teach everybody at home. And joining Pro Academy is the best way to do it. And I can just think already, man, the amount of money that people are going to be able to make just by going to giveaways on Instagram and being like, hey, I saw you're running an awesome giveaway. I help brands like yours build your email list and SMS while running that giveaway. You can't run another giveaway until you do this. Let us teach you guys how to do this structure because that's just one. That doesn't even include VIP lists for influencers, which is a great seller. It doesn't include the monthly calendar stuff. It doesn't include lead gen sequences. We can be able to give all of you guys that.
Get more info about
pro.chatmatic.com/book to book a call with us.
Book.
So it's easy to remember. Pro, because it's Pro Academy, .chatmatic.com, because it's Chatmatic, /book. It's pretty much that simple, and I think it's on the page. Is it on the video? Oh, so it's not boo, it's book.
Book.
Don't go to
book.
boo. We didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it is book. In fact, pro.chatmatic.com/book. And yeah, this campaign has worked out really well, and it goes until Sunday. So I'm guessing I'll probably get, give or take. I've already got 300 and something email addresses. So I'm guessing, let's see, I'll most likely get 500 plus, I would think.
Love it.
And now I've got email addresses, SMS addresses.
I mean, numbers don't lie. You obviously, you guys all saw it. So.
And I mean, imagine being able to use the exact same technique that we use. And my page only has 14,000 followers. Most of the influencers and brands that you're going to be working with are going to be giving away cooler stuff and with a more engaged following.
Yes, I feel like people at home are going like, well, yeah, but you gave away a MacBook. It's like brands have that stuff they give away all the time. They give away way more than $1,200.
This dude just gave away a Garmin. He was giving away a Garmin watch, like a $350 watch. That's not nothing.
Yeah.
And especially to the right audience. Like, here's a good one. We were talking before about giveaways, and Cody had sent me one that was a camera, the same cameras that we're using right now. There was a company giving one of them away, which is like a $3,000 giveaway, basically.
Wow.
And it was the same structure. But they didn't get a single email or a single phone number from anybody that joined the giveaway. Just some followers, maybe. It's pretty crazy. I got followers. I gained like 300 followers overnight, which is cool. I got 300 email addresses, and I got a freaking 90% opt-in rate all the way throughout.
And it's not over.
Sequence.
Obviously, you're not going to boost it because we wanted to show it with no ads, but
100%.
It's not over. It still goes.
It's pretty awesome. And there's a lot more that we can teach you guys, how to run auto responses, like how to actually use those to help get subscribers. We're going to be covering everything in Pro Academy. So if the question is, Travis, what do we do about getting access to Chatmatic? Have your enrollment call. Our team will tell you everything that you need to know about getting access to Chatmatic. Travis, are you going to be covering this? Yes. The answer is yes. Unless you're saying like, Travis, can you teach us how to use Instagram automations to get to Mars? No. But like, Travis, can you show me how to use Instagram automations to do this? We've changed our entire structure of training at Chatmatic to teach you frameworks versus in like unique scenarios. I don't want to do training on how to help a plumber. I want to teach you how to do lead gen that could be used for a plumber or real estate agent or store.
Hundreds and hundreds of videos.
Right, exactly. So instead of doing that, if I teach you the general theory of marketing that works for this, it's going to be easy for you to apply it to any niche, especially niches that you like. Here's the best news. Everybody who's joining Pro Academy is most likely going to want a different like Dream 20. We're still going to give you a list of 1,000 businesses, most of them e-commerce stores that are popular on Instagram. But your Dream 20 is going to be different. Maybe some of you guys are really into, I was just talking this morning about NFTs. There's a lot of NFTs on Instagram and like companies that, oh my gosh.
I mean, NFTs, there's some worth like 300,000.
You want to talk about an instant $5,000 a month client? Check this out. I didn't even think about this until right now. I'm doing this live, so I like it. Somebody's going to take it from me. There are NFTs sell for a lot of money. NFT is a non-fungible token. It's built in blockchain. Don't worry about it. But the Instagram accounts get pretty big, but they're at rabid followers. Like when the one that I bought, which is a Doge, embarrassed to say,
Doge.
It was from a company that has 10,000 of them, right? So they have an Instagram. They talk about their stuff on Instagram. Be like, if you guys want insider access to when we release our new stuff, DM us, Doge Pound or whatever. They would build a subscriber list of people that actually want to know about the stuff that they're launching, and they can drive more anticipation, more early advance notice to all of their NFTs. One NFT is, let's say it's one Ethereum. That's like $3,500.
I would charge them in crypto too.
or in NFTs.
Yeah,
just
NFTs.
Give me one of the things. There are so another niche. I know where you're going to go with this one, is the CBD and medical marijuana niche. You can't charge them in medical marijuana, okay?
You'd be surprised.
But that's another niche that can't run ads. So what can they do? They can only rely on influencers, and they can only rely on the audience that they control. So what do? They need to build their list. Guys, CBD and marijuana and those niches are going crazy for this because they see this as the only way to actually control their audience. If you're into those things, that's your niche. There you go. There's thousands of CBD companies popping up all over the place. They can't run ads on Facebook, but they can do influencer campaigns on Instagram. How do they build that audience where they control it?
I hope there's someone out there right now watching this, like smoking a joint, like, oh my God, that's me. That's
really,
my niche.
Really excited. Like, wait, are they talking about me? Yeah. But I'm just telling you guys, there's niches for everything. Do-it-yourself niche is big on Instagram. You can help if you're into dancing. You know how many people teach dance videos and like dance classes and stuff? And they sell those. You can help them by building their list and helping them sell that. Whatever you're into, I even think like interior design. Some of our old members in Pro Academy, one of them was an interior designer. Interior design is massive on Instagram. You speak their language. Go offer them help. I want to build your list so that we can get you whatever your goal is.
Yep.
Like if you have more people's attention, if you're more of an influencer, you can make more money. Interior design companies will pay you more to do features of them and to do all this stuff. So, man, Pro Academy just gives us more of a window to be able to do this with you guys on an ongoing basis and really, really focus and teach on the stuff that we know how to do and help you on a more like individual basis without requiring so much of your time that a one-on-one situation would require. If we said we were going to do one-on-one for you guys, you'd have to like schedule calls, and if you miss a call, you got to reschedule and blah, blah, blah. And it just takes hours and hours of time to not get all the information you need. This structure works. We've refined it every single time, and never has there been an opportunity like this. So I hope that anybody out there that resonates with this idea, anybody out there who thinks, gosh, this sounds really good, I hope you guys join. I hope you go to pro.chatmatic.com, have a call with our enrollment team. I know we have available schedule tomorrow and Friday, as well as Monday, which I know is Labor Day coming up, but you guys can absolutely book a call then during the available schedule. And one of our enrollment coaches will talk to you guys based on the availability of the schedule. And man, I feel like there's literally just not much else we can do at this point.
Yeah.
You know what's at stake, and we've shared a ton. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, I don't want to enroll in any course right now. I just want to try this out. If you try it out and, in a week, you're like, man, I can see I'm getting momentum, and then you want to join Pro, totally get it. Assuming that we still have enrollment open at that point, you're more than welcome to join. But other than that, man, it's been a lot of fun. It's been cool. It's been somewhat stressful knocking these things out.
It's been a bit of a marathon of
you guys notice our quick transition times. We go from one scene to the next scene. Yeah, man, it's been great. I've been watching a lot of the comments on the YouTube videos and on the page and everything. Everybody seems really happy with what's going on. Everybody seems like they enjoy all the content and stuff that we've done as far as Instagram. Feel free, please, if you've enjoyed any moments of this, tag me in a post on Instagram. I'd love to share it. And other than that, make sure you guys go to pro.chatmatic.com/book, grab a call before all the calls are scheduled, and take it seriously, because I genuinely think that everybody who goes through Pro Academy has a ridiculously high likelihood of being able to get 5 to 10 clients by the time Pro Academy is over, because we're teaching proven strategies that one of the coolest things is you guys got to see it work.
Yeah.
Like they literally got to see somebody else, not me, build a campaign that I then launched that then got me 300 email subscribers in a day, 170 SMS subscribers in a day. I can SMS them to any of my offers in the future, potentially sell Chatmatic. If I was a bigger influencer, I'd have even more than that.
Yep.
You've seen the stuff work. I know that you guys can have some success with it, so I cannot wait to welcome you guys into Pro Academy. And there are no day 3 notes. I might change my mind on that. I've got notes, but as of right now, there are no day 3 notes, and the reason for that is because I did some scribble on my own notes that I didn't make in the actual PDF version of it. If I change my mind, here's what I would suggest for everybody. Follow me on Instagram at @TheTravisStevenson. If I change my mind, I'll do a post talking about it. Are there any more sort of?
Is the $4.99 still available?
It is. Yep, that is still available. And the best thing I would do there as well is either if you're in our ecosystem, you can message me if you're looking for the $4.99 version of Chatmatic, or if you do your enrollment call for Pro Academy, you can ask them as well. End of September, he said roughly when is Pro Academy starting. End of September, early October. My birthday is October 3rd, which I think is a Sunday. So I think I'm here, but I don't want to book to start on that Monday.
Yeah.
And then maybe not be here. So if we did start that week, we would start it like on Tuesday, or I might start the week before and then push that next Monday call to Tuesday. But
do Pro Academy members get the Chatmatic Unlimited?
so when you talk to your enrollment coach, his question was, do Pro Academy members get Chatmatic Unlimited? When you talk to your enrollment coach, we'll give you all of the details as far as Chatmatic Unlimited and your Pro Academy status. All of that is uncovered on the call. It's unique because some people already have unlimited. Some people don't have it. So we've built a model that works for everybody, and you will get all those details when you talk to your coach, the enrollment team member.
All
so
right.
That's it. I love it, man. This is great.
Fun.
This has been fun. Happy September, everybody. It's September 1st.
That's crazy.
Thank you guys all so much for joining me. I cannot wait to welcome all of you guys into the program, and we've got some really cool stuff that you don't even know about, but make sure you ask your Pro Academy coach, enrollment coach, if there's anything else that we missed. He's got this full outline. He can send it to you guys, and man, that's all that we've got. It's been a great time. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see all of you very soon.
Thank you, guys.
Not only did I conquer my fear and learned this amazing platform, I became a bot building queen.
I learned so many techniques that blew my mind.
Blown away. Huge amounts of knowledge, amazingly useful, not only on topic but off topic.
There's just nothing else like it out there. I don't think anybody realizes the power.
You cannot go wrong with Chatmatic Pro Academy and Travis and his team.
If Pro Academy was transformative for me, it can be transformative for anyone.
The course itself over-delivered, if I can say that.
I would do it over in a second. It's been a great investment for myself, for my company, and for my clients.
2 weeks into the course, I had one lead into getting a client. That client was confirmed from the whole branch. The deal was signed, the setup fee was paid, and I've now got a monthly income. And guess what? At the end of this course, right now, I've got 2 paying clients.
I potentially have 5 clients. The money has been paid for this course with Pro Academy.
One of the things I learned that helped me recoup the money that I invested in this boot camp was to just pick one niche and become like solid in that. And that's what I did. And I've been able to get deal after deal after deal.
I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. I've got all this knowledge. I've got a marketing agency going. I'm blown away. This is amazing.
I'm really glad that I now have this new knowledge and skill to grow my business and to pass on to my clients.
I've made my money back, and I knew I dove in mainly because of this client and the potential, and seeing the bots and what they can do and how we can generate and build our lists and make and build an empire.
Changing your life is possible if you want to. You just need to make the decision and commit to execute a game-changing plan. And if you finally decide to plunge into this adventure, welcome to the Chatmatic Pro family.
Everybody's messaging me day 3. I didn't say to do it. Yeah. I didn't say to message me day 3, bro. I should make a workflow that says there's no notifications.